Yeah.
Yeah,
I've been like,
5.
because of this season, so dismal display for me. I'm trying to find a good like 80s robot show, preferably Super Robot, and something that's been fully subbed in English.
By the way, should we get out the Annie chart?
Yeah.
Yes, we should.
Okay, let's see. We got it sort by title,
Yeah,
right?
title.
That's how we usually do it.
Yeah.
Right.
So
This is the
on the
latest
page.
season for me.
I don't know, man. Some of these shows are really hot. Like I'm probably not gonna watch the new Full Metal Panic with fucking Gundam Build Fighters, fucking Build Divers. Sorry,
Yeah,
fucking
that's the one.
yeah, well, no, we'll get into this in the show. Don't want to fucking blow everything, and there's still some stuff coming up that hasn't started airing yet that I'm looking forward to. So I don't know what you're talking about. But we have the fucking well, we do have this new Fooly Cooly that no one asked for.
We also have Crunchyroll pulling some bullshit.
No,
are they again?
You didn't hear about that?
I don't know if I'm in or out of the loop of this.
Editing that game.
The Danmachi game.
Oh, so what? They're responsible for that?
Supposedly.
Yeah, because it's under Crunchyroll Games, and they took out the groping.
We can go more into that later.
So I said on Twitter,
the mistake.
1984. Wait, what did I say? What did I type?
Yeah, you basically showed how it basically the same bullshit's being said.
Yeah, 1984. Remove violence from Voltron to make it appropriate for Western audiences. 2018. Remove booby groping in Danmachi game to make it appropriate for Western audience. Nothing has changed at all.
Crunchyroll was a mistake. What can I say?
It's like nothing has changed at all. Just violent.
Well, to be fair, America has a lot less problem with violence than it does sex stuff.
True. But the stuff in Goal Lion wouldn't have gotten aired.
Oh, no, definitely not.
Cannibalism. Yeah. Opedius.
You mean Oedipus. Yeah.
Oedipus. I always fuck that up. Oedipus complex.
Well, to be fair, it is kind of a strange name.
It's a weird word.
Yeah, and it's not English, so it's, originally Greek.
Earth
right?
gets fucked over, and they're the only survivors.
Yeah. One of the main antagonists was born a rape, and
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, those are little tidbits you didn't get in the original version.
No.
But it explains why he's fucked up, though. Anyway, I'm ready when you guys are.
I can always rewatch Goal Lion.
Yeah.
Fucking notebook.
Fucking notebook.
Is this the notebook? This is not the notebook, but it'll do.
Let's be honest, that's a chick flick.
Oh, apparently, you weren't here for the last time this K-Gods, but
dude, I've been out of the loop for almost a month or more. It's been completely crazy. I'll explain more in the opening segment.
The pen works cool.
What this face got, he banned from Twitter, perma banned. Andrew Dobson.
Oh, I did hear about that.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Oh god.
All right, let's start the show.
Well, I guess the farms won't have anybody to look at anymore.
No, he's on Facebook.
Yeah.
And the thing about Facebook is, unlike where Twitter you could just type out a thing and like basically shout in the air, on Facebook people respond and pretty much like criticize everything that he says.
Yeah, whereas on Twitter, if you don't have much of a follower account or something,
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get the show on the road. It's going to be a big episode, so the sooner we start, probably the better.
All right.
In 3, 2, Welcome to NTR Radio. I'm Tom Force Anubis.
The artist formerly known as K-Gods.
Yeah.
And I'm VZ, still Mark II.
In my case, it has been a little while.
Yeah.
They haven't built the Mark III yet, though.
Still working on it. Still in R&D.
Yep. Still in that dubious trial stage.
Coming soon. The full armored VZMK2.
Yeah.
FA.
Yeah. Will it have feathers?
Gonna put some chopper armor on it. Put some feathers on it. Put a big cannon on its shoulder. Give one of those stupid dual-barreled beam rifles.
Okay, so since I've been out of the loop, I think I owe some people some explanation a bit. Been a lot of filial issues going on here, largely involving health. Let's just say that. Not mine necessarily, but relatives, and not only that, but there's been a change in my job situation, so now I'm working somewhere else and I'm getting more money, and money. Who'd have thunk it?
More money for anime bullshit.
Yeah, well, that too. So that's been part of it. Just kind of a lot of personal stuff in that department, but nothing too serious that beyond just taking up time. Beyond that, I've been just kind of doing same kind of stuff, watching movies, playing video games, and all that other crap when I'm not working, of course. I would explain in more detail, but it's really not necessary. That's probably really all you need to know. So how's everybody else been?
I'm all right. My health was kind of crummy this week, but I think I'm
there is one thing I can bitch about. Has nothing to do with this podcast, really, other than it's just a local problem. Let's call it that. The weather around here has sucked goat balls. I mean, like it's in that stage where it's not warm enough to have nice days yet, but it's not freezing. It's kind of in between being temperate and cold, and because of it, it rains. It's raining a lot, and there's still a little snow too.
Oh yeah,
it fucking sucks.
I imagine there's also like just windy.
Yes, that's more of a problem up north, but it's still pretty windy. Yeah.
Well, welcome to New York.
Well, yeah. I mean, we don't have this drop in, but I just wanted to have the thing where Frank Sinatra is yelling New York.
That one's very conditional. Like a lot of these drop-ins are pretty conditional. That one's very conditional.
Oh yeah. So well, that too. I mean, there'd be no point to get it except for a one-time joke.
I won't say exactly where I live in New York. But let's say that where I'm living, tuberculosis is on the rise.
Oh, the consumption.
Oh shit! It's like
wow.
It's like so when you mention TB, you're not actually talking about Total Biscuit
or titty butts
or Taco Bell.
The consumption is on the rise. Oh, it's 1745 again.
Yes.
1687.
Yeah.
Woot. All right, so I'm behind on Darling in the Franxx, so nobody spoil me on it. I've been purposely.
How is that? Because...
it's enjoyable, but it's not like I don't think it's going to become part of anime canon or anything. If that makes any sense. Like how we kind of consider stuff like Gurren Lagann or,
yeah,
a part of kind of canon.
I know what you're saying.
I don't see this like going that quite that far. Although they must have a lot of faith in it to immediately give it two core.
Right.
Because normally they don't do that. They'll see how the first one does.
Yeah.
They're much more pragmatic about that these days, it seems like. Because let's be honest, you don't normally see these longer shows right from the get-go anymore. It's just like, okay, let's run it through, see what happens.
Yeah, it's usually the 12 and 13. So.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, if it's sufficient in terms of
which is smart.
Oh no, I'm not saying it's bad to do that. Actually, in the current market, that's actually a good idea. Really, I mean, why pour into like a 50 episode project if you're not even sure it's gonna make it past out of the gate?
I've been looking up like all these robot shows from like the early 80s,
and they're all like 40 episodes long and shit.
Well, some are, but others were like cut short in half. Some of these.
Oh, they get like just like canceled and.
Canceled. Like Galliant and.
Yeah.
Like the last couple episodes because the funding from the studio just completely died.
Mm-hmm.
The Southern Cross, which nobody cares about except for maybe the few tech hang-overs. There's another one that's so cut short, which I actually like, but the last 2 episodes really felt like
shit. We gotta end this.
4 to 5 episodes worth of plot shoved in 2 episodes.
Yeah, which that's still better than sometimes when there's like 11 episodes crammed into 2.
Yeah,
it just feels like a really bad compilation or something that's not well integrated into the whole.
It's like, oh shit, here's this other faction or whatever. It's like, can you extrapolate this a little bit more? Nope, that's it. 2 episodes.
I'm just thinking of Gynax at the end of Evangelion. It's like, we're out of money. It's like, it's like, well, we still got 2 episodes left. No, dude, we're out of money. I mean,
I don't think you heard me.
Out. As in finito, no more money. It's like, we still got 2 episodes left. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. And thus, episode 25 and 6. That being said, I am somewhat being facetious. I actually like those episodes now.
Yeah.
The first time I saw them, I hated it just because it's like, what the fuck?
Exactly, yeah.
Because I didn't know why they did that. I mean, let's be honest. I didn't even have the internet. It's just like VHS tapes. It's like, bought the last one in there. Like, what the hell just happened? It's like I feel like I'm watching Gaokaiser again, where like I'm clearly missing something.
I didn't see the later episodes of Ava until like I was in college, but I did like read about like how the last 2 episodes were like an epilogue of like what happens.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, but the thing is if I can't blame people for being confused. I really can't because of the way they did that.
Which is why Anno got those angry death.
Yeah, I mean that was ridiculous, but
yeah.
I mean, come on, it's just a fucking TV show.
The status quo of like a robot show is that there's always like the big fight at the end.
Yeah,
and it's like,
and in this time, we learned that fight was internal. No,
at least until end of Evangelion.
Nobody's buying that. Okay, we got to make a movie.
Yeah, exactly. Oops, I guess we actually have to make a fight.
It's like that. See, that's why Anno hates otaku so much. It's just like, God damn it, they made me have to make another movie. They made me have to make the movie.
Well, I read he doesn't actually hate otaku, but he just feels,
Well, at the time when End of Evangelion came out, he said a lot of pretty denigrating things. So, and plus he even had like the weird death threats and stuff feature in the movie.
Yeah.
Which also, the first time I saw that, I was like, what the hell?
But he's still like an otaku himself. Like
I'm just looking at it. I mean, I know anybody that's just listening on the MP3 can't see this, but but Anubis has this fucking like thing on his finger, this tentacle like, deal.
Yeah, it's a finger puppet.
Yeah, and it just looks hilarious and it's incredibly distracting. It's like, I'm gonna go over to this Asuka sheet and mess around here. I'm surprised you didn't do that.
Though we do have a response out of Twitter, Zeke Freak. I disagree. I think Darling in the Franxx might be onto that canon status of 9 onward, especially as of 9 onward, especially this week's, which was huge.
We'll see.
Okay, I'll give him that because I am not caught up.
I'm neither am I, but all I will say is most of what I see of Darling in the Franxx is memes based on 02, and that's about it. Which again,
I'm not knocking the show,
I'll say,
by the way.
Yeah, no, I'm not shitting on the show. But what I'm saying is, and again, said it before, I'll say it again. This is why I don't really care about watching anime week to week during the season, because the discourse that surrounds it is always crap.
You got a point. The only time I can remember it wasn't like that was when I used to be on this one forum. I'm trying to remember which one it was. Was it Anime Ski or something like that? Or something like that. Anyway. In any case, they used to do that. They'd have like the episode by episode thing in the forum. That one was kept pretty well. I don't know how it is now. It could be a fucking dumpster fire now. I don't know.
Guarantee you its quality has diminished. But like not even very much about it, guarantee you it's diminished.
I got it. Let me put you in the time frame I'm talking about, though, just so you get an idea of what shows were actually airing when I was doing that.
Oh.
School Days.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think you got an idea of the time frame here. So every week it was just like these giant freaking threads, and they were entertaining. Don't get me wrong, especially the School Days ones. Like,
I guarantee you, the School Days thread was entertaining. It probably looked a lot like that one post I did.
With some people, but then you had other guys that were just like, yeah, go Makoto, and I'm just like, dude, somebody get this.
I got you.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's just like, yeah. Then they were making excuses. It's like, oh, he's in high school, he doesn't know any better. Bullshit.
No, I don't buy it. I don't buy that. Sorry.
Nah. It's like, how much do you want to bet these people acted like that?
How much you want to bet these people wanted to act like that?
Okay, well, some of them definitely probably did, though.
Guarantee you none of these people were macking it in high school.
Oh, no. I'm not saying they were successful. I'm saying they tried.
Okay, so we want to talk about what we've been watching?
Sure.
Yeah, okay, so
I want to talk about the new season until the next part. We'll talk about...
Well, we're actually going to be...
We're going to have to talk about the new season.
Because we got the chart.
Number one. Okay, so programmatic announcement. This episode is going to be turned upside down because we usually do the seasonal chart in the tail end, but we got something else planned for the tail end that's going to take up that time. So
it works better that way.
We're covering the season chart right now. So,
well,
we need that Scooby-Doo effect with the spin, or the Batman thing with the spinning,
Well, actually, I wanted to say before that, I did finish up the last season, and your camp was the best thing of that.
A lot of people really liked that one.
Yeah,
I know Karen was a big fan of it.
I thought that was a really fun show. I'm sure it'll get another season because it seems to have had a good response. And selling really fans, so. Although
sometimes you're surprised in that. It's like, oh, this was a great show, but it just didn't sell very well.
Yeah. Although there's
I mean, when all these things come out, it's just fighting for your currency,
Yeah.
So it's sometimes it's not the show's fault. It's just a matter of too many shows, not enough money.
Yep.
I mean, the top generally only buy like 1 or 2 shows a year.
They only buy the things that really speak to them. It seems like. And I'm the same way over here, too. Believe it or not, I don't have a giant fucking shelf full of just tons of Blu-rays and DVDs.
Oh, we'll fucking get into that in the second segment. Jesus Christ.
I have plenty, but for as long as I've been a fan, you'd think I would have more. I'm just saying I'm much more selective about what I actually buy.
I buy more figures than I do shows now.
Well, we could.
That would take up even more space on the shelf.
Seriously, Not only that, but you got to constantly dust that shit.
Yeah, that takes maintenance.
Yeah,
Then you got to buy like air cans and things like that, which I think you should have one anyway to clean your computer. But
yeah, like it actively takes more money to buy figures than just buying the figures.
Yeah, it does, because you got to have upkeep, and sometimes you like to mess around with it, move it around.
And then when you buy enough figures, then you suddenly actually have to buy more shelves.
Or a bigger house.
Or a bigger house.
Drawing Girl says in the chat, that face when Made Dragon Season 2 will probably never happen. Nah. It actually didn't seem to be... It maybe got a little bit more attention, especially here. And
again, a lot of memes.
Yeah, but...
Some of which were not funny, by the way.
No.
But for the most part, you should expect Kyoani things to only be one season, with a rare exception.
Yeah.
They could always make like some sort of movie or something.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I foresee them making a movie or even like maybe even a short OVA in response more than probably another season.
Because there's that Opie Loli that's in the manga that's not in the comic. I mean, that's in the comic, but hasn't been introduced in the anime yet.
Yeah. So, well, there you have it.
Okay. So, the link to the season chart is in the IRC.
Oh, which, by the way, you should probably announce that they should go into the chat.
So here's what you do if you're listening to the show live and want to get involved. Go to ntrradio.net. Hit the chat link. That'll bring you to the chat page. Give yourself a nickname, hit the button, and join us in the IRC channel. Alternatively, take your favorite IRC client, point it at irc.ryzen.net, and join us in the # hash SLC Media channel. In addition, you can get at us on Twitter, at TAnubis, at VZMK2, at Class Immortal _K, guys. I almost slipped up there. And at NTR Radio. And as always, you can hit up the email box, ntrradio@gmail.com. So for those without the IRC, the website is anychart.net. We're looking at the spring 2018 season. And okay, we're going to try and do this lightning round anime season chart.
Yeah, so we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on this. We're just going to kind of go boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, at the top, middle, sorted by title at the right. And let's go. 3D Kanajo, verdict. Looks interesting to me. I'll watch at least one episode.
I think I'll pass on that one.
Same.
Although I do like it's made by Hoods Entertainment.
Hoods. What? East Side Javelins.
Yeah, I mean, it just sounds funny.
Okay. Aikatsu Friends, verdict.
Looks like it would, even though it looks like it seems to be an idol show, it visually kind of reminds me more of something like Precure.
I was about to say that.
That's like been a multiple series thing.
Yeah. But apparently that's let's see. Does it have how many episodes it will be? No, I don't see it. So I might be blind. So anyway, the next one is Amanchu Advance, which is the second season. I like this picture.
I like the picture. I've never watched Amanchu before.
No, it's JC Staff, so it you know. it's slice of life
on JC Staff like they haven't made hits.
Oh, I know it's just slice of life and you know it's like so and the thing is I haven't heard anybody singing this franchise's praises really.
Yeah, me neither.
So I'm going to assume that it probably wouldn't terribly be interesting to me.
All right. Beyblade, verdict.
Nope.
First off, I do not like this promo picture.
Yeah,
it looks like bad Yu-Gi-Oh crap. Which I'm not even crapping on Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm just saying that that's what it looks like. Really spiky hair and all that, you know, kind of the color scheme and all that.
The start is gonna piss me off. Binan Koku Chiku Boy Boo Happy Kiss, verdict.
Don't care.
This looks like maybe just from eye-popping Fujoshi show.
It looks very much like a Fujoshi social currency anime, and
Yeah,
that
which is fine.
doesn't automatically mean I'm gonna watch it. Only watch it if it's good.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, shirtless boy whores on the thing. There you go.
All right, My Hero Academia 3. I didn't watch
probably
it.
help if I'd actually.
I'm not gonna watch it.
Yeah, exactly. It would help if Studio Bones. Yeah, that would help if I'd seen the other stuff. So, okay, let's check this other one. Butlers, Chitose, Momotose, Monogatari.
More Fujoshi bait.
Fujoshi social
Yeah, this one's by Silverlink. Looks like something that people who are into Orin High School Club would like, maybe. I can't.
Maybe I might watch it, because Oran is literally the only Bone show I ended up liking.
Okay, moving on. Caligula. I like the little description where it says that it's set in a virtual reality program known as Mobius. I kind of like that.
I know the only Mobius I'm big up on is from Ace Combat 4.
See, I thought you were gonna say Mobius 0. Okay. That's one that might fall in the maybe for me. We'll see. Captain Tsubasa. Not really big into sports anime.
Nope.
No.
So, I mean, the thing is, and this is gonna sound so lame, but for sports anime, I want to see Moe Golf.
Yeah, thank you. Jeez, like, where's my Moe Golf anime?
Like it would be great because even give them the names of famous golfers.
So Moe fight Tiger Woods.
Yeah, and stuff like that.
Wait, listen. All right, listen. Hear me out. Tiger Woods.
Well, next season in the summer, there's a volleyball anime. I think that's gonna be right up for.
Isn't there supposed to be a Moe badminton anime? Like either has come out or is coming out?
Yeah, in the summer also.
Yeah. Okay. That I might, because I used to roll hard in badminton.
I want Moe.
All right, but no, I would totally watch that. Just if nothing else, because they would have the thing where they'd have like the sort of innocent girls that are, you'll have the one that's not really good at the beginning, but is getting better and self-determination and all that crap.
Yeah,
and then you'd have the opposing like team or group of people that are like assholes.
They all look badass. They
all wear they all like have green jackets and shit.
No, the color scheme on their golf bags is black and red.
Or black and or like a Steelers looking thing, That's great.
All right, Comic Girls verdict.
I saw the first episode of that.
Some people are liking this one. I haven't seen it yet.
It's decent. It is. I like it more for the premise than the actual so far. What was it? Moe Girls Making Comics.
Yeah, it's made by Nexus. It looks like. All right, the next one is Cutie Honey Universe. I watched the opening of this and it didn't do a whole lot for me. Is the show better than the opening?
I haven't seen yet, but
anybody? Because I like Cutie Honey as a franchise. So it's one of those things where I'm just probably gonna have to break down and watch an episode or two. So it's at least got that. So I'll probably do that. I'll probably watch a couple, give it a sampling. All right.
Next, Devil's Line verdict.
Doesn't look good.
It's not capturing my view, and I normally like vampire stuff, so that should tell you something. It's not grabbing me from the description or the pictures or anything.
All right, Dorikyu the animation verdict.
This one says it's filed under drama and psychological. First, okay, am I the only person who thinks this first question sounds like the opening to a hentai scenario? What if you could enslave anyone you ever wanted?
That actually reminds me of the opening the opening question from Mai-chan's Daily Life. So take with that what you will.
Okay. In any case, wasn't there a hentai where he had like a stun gun looking thing where you could do that?
I wouldn't remember.
I love how I'm revealing how much I watch of this crap when I say stuff like that.
Duel Masters verdict.
Don't care.
Duel Masters. Welfare Yu-Gi-Oh verdict.
Yeah, like it's like might as well just call this Pinochle.
Okay.
FLCL progressive.
No one asked for this.
I liked Fooly Cooly, but I don't understand why this of all things was necessary to keep going. I'm not saying it's bad. I haven't seen it. It might actually be good. I can't say anything about that. It's production IG, so I'm sure it looks just fine.
You're just waiting for the young Spike Spiegel Cowboy Bebop prequel.
Don't give them that idea, please. Don't.
Yeah. Let's do the opposite of that. Please.
I like Cowboy Bebop, but I do not want to see that.
Spike Spiegel,
like
there, back.
The level of mysteriousness about their pasts and that is part of its charm.
Yeah.
Don't do that. It's not necessary. Okay. Full Metal Panic: Invisible Victory. Okay, first off, this is one of the bigger ones. I know a lot of people have been really waiting for this one. I've always been more partial to the funny Fumofu.
Yep, same here.
Don't get me wrong. I think I love the character designs. I always have. I especially like Tessa and Chidori. I've always really liked them. Although this is done by Zebek, it looks like.
Yes.
Which did they do the second raid? I know Fumofu was done by KyoAni.
Yeah,
I think KyoAni did the second raid as well, I believe.
Okay, so it just kind of switched hands. I might if I got nothing better to do, just because
I'm probably not going to watch it. It's the least interesting part of Full Metal Panic. Is the action mecha part.
Okay, here we go. Oh, my friend hung like a zombie's like cussing at you right now. Anyway. Okay. Future Card Buddy Fight X. Another Yu-Gi-Oh! All-Star Fight. Well, first off, this is the 5th season, apparently.
Somehow.
Which I've never even really heard of this show, to be honest.
I know.
Which is weird, because if it's on the 5th season, you think we would have seen it in these charts before.
Like that. Danny Chu was a fan of that.
Also, this is one of those names where it sounds like it's just a composite of everything in this style. Future Card Buddy Fight X.
Gay no Kitaro 2018 version.
Oh, see, you didn't say you were switching over, so it just sounded like you were saying gay. I was just like, wow, man, that's a little harsh.
I saw in the early 90s, like around 93 or so, the 80s version of, I used to watch because they used to actually play like Japanese news, but they would also play sometimes they would play anime, and this was actually subtitled, and they played the 80s version of Gege no Kitaro, and so I actually know a little bit about that. I love that opening, by the way, the 80s one, if you ever check it out. But one thing, the cat girl character because they resurrect this like every decade. This has been going since the 60s as a franchise. They make the cat girl more and more moe looking.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you look like what she
pictures of her on Twitter and stuff, and that might just make me check out this series.
Okay. Continuing on, we have the new Legend of the Galactic Heroes. I think it's a reboot. Or kind of a remake. I would watch this if I had seen all of the original first.
Yeah, I'm watching all of the original.
I'm not going to watch a remake before I've seen all of the original. Not doing that. So this is purely a I would watch it if I was what do you call it? I don't want to say if I was
Completely
prepared.
uninitiated.
Yeah, basically if I had all my ducks in a row, basically.
This shit looks like I'm looking at the little preview they got. It looks fantastic though.
That being said, I think I actually like the older version's character designs more. Okay,
VZ.
we get it.
All right, listen, VZ. I understand, but you're missing out on some cool ass shit. All right, this is some old school sci-fi, like sci-fi novel shit, and I understand. I get it. You also like Rei Ayanami, so I understand that.
Oh, ow. Hey,
Sorry.
come on. We all like Mogadon, don't we?
Mari's my favorite of the 38. So there you go.
Yeah, but Mario doesn't exist to me because she's in the rebuild, so she's not actually an Evangelion character.
Oh yeah, you said yeah. I like Ray because I don't like a challenge.
Yeah, you like playing on easy mode, which I understand. I get it. I don't respect it, but I get it.
Ouch. Okay. Let's move along before any other things happen here.
Golden Kamui verdict.
Kamui.
Golden Kamui verdict.
It's got an interesting premise because of the time, because a lot of people don't really talk about the Russo-Japanese War.
Yeah.
So that in of itself is kind of interesting, but I don't know.
Yeah, not particularly interested myself.
Nah, not offhand, but we'll try a cope. We'll see if anything comes of it. The thing is with shows like that is I gotta have someone else basically say, "Hey, check this out." Somebody that I trust with their opinion on this sort of stuff.
Exactly.
I know that sounds lazy and whatnot, but it's really not, because it's one of those things like I'm not going to go out of my way to watch something like that unless somebody basically has already done the legwork for me on that, right, which is lazy.
Moving along. Gundam Build Divers.
All right, listen to me.
I saw the first episode.
If they don't make an actual video game based on this, I'm never forgiving Bandai.
Put it this way. You're gonna love this, both of you guys. One of them mobile suits is the Leo.
Oh no! I watched the first episode, greatly enjoyed it, and what I'm saying is they need to make an actual video game based on this, because otherwise I'm gonna be very upset
with your kids that you could put it that digitize into the game.
Not necessarily, but they already have Gundam Breaker.
I know.
So like. They can do it. They just need to make Gundam Breaker, call up Sonic Team, and just borrow whatever the fuck they did to make Phantasy Star Online and do it that way.
Okay, well, we need to get moving because we still got quite a bit to go here.
Gurazeni verdict. It's about baseball, so I'm not gonna watch it.
Yeah, it's not only is it sports, but baseball. Not gonna, why not just watch regular baseball?
This is boring.
Oh, ow.
Baseball.
Okay.
Girls, and they throw like girls too.
High School DxD Hero, all caps. 4th season of High School DxD. I like this as a franchise, but I don't like this designs as much for some reason.
They fucked up the character design.
I never got past.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not the only one who thinks these designs don't quite work.
Yeah, that I'll agree. Where's the one I like? She's not in it anymore.
Oh, I know who the one is.
Yeah, A, I don't know which one you like, and B, I have no idea. I haven't seen this yet.
The one with the white hair. That's the
yeah, okay. Well, again, I couldn't tell you because, again, I haven't watched any of this. Although I really don't. I'm not feeling the designs this time around on these.
Rias looks cute. She's not supposed to look cute.
No, she's more sultry.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving along, Inamatsuri from Studio Feel. I don't know. The thing is with Feel is they're best at their fan service shows, in my opinion.
It's a Studio Feel show, so I'm gonna wait until someone mentions that they get naked, and then
yeah, there you go.
Put in my thing.
And Ria's Grimari, she's in it too. Okay.
Well, yeah.
So there, just checking. All right. Where are we up to? He knows. They know.
Yeah.
Matsuri.
I could see you almost liking this one a little bit. Anubis, Self-Defense Force. it looks like Air Force type stuff.
Oh, the Hisone no Masao-tan.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
reminds
is
me
what
of
I'm
that-
looking forward to.
See, I called that, and you're not even a big fan of Bones.
That reminds me of
This
that
might be the second Bone show I ever like.
the humming Idle Defense Force hummingbirds.
That's one I need to pick up again because I watched like 5 episodes
It's
of that and
okay,
really
but it
enjoyed
was
it.
kind of boring. It didn't live up to the premise, which was idols flying fighter jets.
It would have been nicer if they kept with like the old fighter jets they had and not the new weird ones.
Mm.
Anyway, continuing. Huzuki no Reitetsu 2 Part 2.
Wait, what? Why the fuck did you name it that way?
That's like when they came out with that video game called Two Worlds, and then they came out with the sequel, Two Worlds 2.
Yeah. Am I the only person who thinks this image is actually funny looking on this one? Because the dude on the right looks so pissed.
I think that's those Chinese funded shows, like Co-Pros.
Well, it's from Studio Dean.
Yeah,
and
but I'm
there's
saying, like-
and it's the second core of the show. It's the second core of Hozuki no Reitetsu 2 Part 2. Tell me that's not going to get tongue twisting and confusing.
Moving along, Inazuma 11, Aris no Teben, which they've been making a lot of those.
Another sports one. This one's about soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Not watching that either.
Which would still probably be better than the baseball one.
I'll play soccer. I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah, I used to play it too. That basketball.
There's a lot of Shotokan fan art for these characters.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anubis wouldn't know anything about that.
Jushiki Pandora. Verdict.
That looks like try-hard stuff.
A quantum reactor is created to help alleviate the problems stemming from Earth's dwindling fossil fuel reserves.
Oh,
we're hitting peak oil. Got it. Okay. I don't know. What year is this? Okay, 2031. All right. I don't know.
I don't know. If I hear that this show is the shit, I'll check it out. But otherwise,
but in and of itself, nope.
Well, Shoji Kawamori is the creator, the director, and the mechanical designer. So maybe it might be good. I don't know.
Satellite. That's his studio.
Yeah.
Satellite.
Okay. And we got Kakurio no Yadomeshi by Gonzo.
Yep.
This one looks to be just supernatural kind of stuff. Obviously, it has the kind of, they're all in the traditional kind of garb on the cover.
Naturally.
Looks like some kind of like mythical stuff about Shinto ghosts or something. Who knows? And again, it's Gonzo, so yeah. Not I honestly didn't know they were even still making things.
No,
yeah, they came back into it too a couple years ago.
Yeah. Okay, that shows you how much I was paying attention that they came back.
All right, Kirato Prichan.
This looks. What's this one? Okay, this is Idol 1 too. It looks like.
Yep.
Well, it's under music, so I assume that's the way they say idols in these ones.
But it looks like a one for like actual little girls instead of like.
Yeah, I was actually thinking that this one looks like
Instead
kind
of just
more...
looking like it's for little girls.
Right.
And actually.
Yeah. I mean, that's funny, but also true.
Yeah.
Like Idol Master. That's for little girls, right? No.
Really
No, it's not. Okay. Last
Right.
period.
Owari naki urasen no Monogatari.
What he said.
That's-
JC Staff adventure. This looks like it might be a period piece of some kind. Oh no, it just says it has. Never mind. I misread that. Okay. This is based off a video game, one I've never played. Well, it shows where they originated the sources from up in the corner there.
Speaking of video, that I never played. Leighton Mystery 10, Tesha Katori no Nazu
Toki File.
Yep.
I never
Leading Films. It says 50 puzzling episodes, one gentlewoman extraordinaire, and a whole load of new mysteries coming to the small screen in 2018.
Never played Professor Layton, so
Nope. And this video game
no.
almost, and this visual almost looks like the stuff that Level 5 puts out. And that's not a compliment, by the way.
All right. Lost Storage Conflated Wixos. More Wixos.
Yep. Second season, didn't watch the first one. I have nothing to say other than, I mean, there's not even a little description or anything, so
yeah,
just a psychological. So
Lupin the Third Part 5.
I still need to catch up on Lupin the Third.
Same
I didn't finish 4 yet. So I will get around to it though, because I am a fan of this franchise considerably, actually.
All right. Maho Shoujo Ore.
What the fuck?
Yeah, was it the magical girls that turn into boys? Is something like
Yeah. Interesting.
If I hear that this show is the shit, no, I might check it out, but otherwise, not particularly interested.
The next thing I feel like I should check out.
What, Maho Shoujo Site?
Yeah.
So I looked at the back of the manga for this, and it looked kind of like an interesting premise. So I might check this out if I hear good things about it.
All right, maybe I'll check that one out. Let's see.
Mm-hmm. Then we got Major Second from
More baseball.
More baseball, more sports. The one girl on the right looks cute. I'll say that.
Anyway, continuing. Megalobox.
Oh,
I've heard good things about this, but that's not particularly interesting to me.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Ashino Joe in the future.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I kind of got it because of the robot arm and whatnot. Yeah. Again, maybe that premise doesn't really strike me as something I would be interested in. Okay. Let's see here. What do we got now?
Nil Admirai no Tebin. I'm gonna stop trying.
Yeah, that one's fucked up. This one's it's a romance based one. Looks like this is gonna be one of those kind of more artsy ones. Just from the little description here. Definitely doesn't seem like a typical one. I mean, it's talking about working for the Imperial Library Intelligence Asset Management Bureau.
Huh.
Jesus, that fucking
sounds like one of those. It sounds like one of the names I came up with
for your computer.
For that one girl. No, for that one girl in school days who always reports back to Sekai.
Oh yeah, the intelligence unit. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Sakai Intelligence Group or whatever.
Sakai, like intelligence and counter-insurgency consortium or whatever.
Yeah. That.
Anyway, Persona 5 the animation.
I never seen any of the Persona stuff, but I will say that last week I watched before there was Persona, which was actually a spin-off of the Megami Tyson games.
Megami Tensei.
I watched the OVA, the 1987 OVA for Megami Tyson. I liked it. I don't know what was going on. It was directed and done by the character design for Double Zeta.
Oh.
Yeah.
And your Urusaka Doji, and there is a monster in there that looks a lot like the way Urusaka Doji. The monster.
I'm gonna need pictures of that. Just saying.
Like the thing with that lot of hair and all that.
Yeah. Okay. Piano no Mori TV. Let's see here. Okay, that description's interesting. Practically breastfed by the piano.
Oh, lovely.
Interesting. I like piano and all that, but I don't know how much they can do with anime about that. I'm not gonna say it's going to be good or not because I guess it could be interesting. It does say he's the son of a prostitute. and he's playing an abandoned piano in the forest. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Puzzle and Dragon.
Never played the game.
I've heard of Puzzle.
But yeah, I can't really say much. Never played the game.
All right. Rokyo. No, I'm not even gonna try.
The next one.
The next one. The next one alphabetically from Puzzle and Dragon.
Yeah, big ass one. It's Slice of Life. 4 men, Gure, Sue, Tokitaka, and Tsubaki, each help each other run a Japanese tea shop.
Oh, more for Joshi.
Seems like it might be. This one's based off a manga, so at least it's not based off a game this time. Okay, and then we have, let's see here, Sarado, Sumibito, Mwa, Ryun to Odoru. Yeah. Okay. I like this description, if nothing else. Okay. The story revolves around Jushiki, the equations that govern the quantum constant H of action, change the laws of physics at the local scale, give birth to TNT explosives and poison gas, and cause incredible physical phenomena such as plasma and nuclear fusion. Yeah. The visuals are a little different, I guess.
The visuals are good, but it's not really depicting anything that I find particularly
and to be honest, I have to at least mildly interested in a preview pick to even bother watching the PV.
Yeah.
And that's 7 arcs. So the next one is Xian Pin Jia Ting. Yeah.
You're on your own. I've stopped trying.
Yeah, some of these titles are just fucking ridiculous. Okay, what's this one about? It's sci-fi supernatural about genetic modification. Blah blah blah.
Interesting.
The picture looks okay. Although what's up with the chick with the looks like fucking claws or something coming out of their back.
It looks like she has a tree growing out of her.
Yeah, or something. What the hell is that? Okay.
Spider legs.
Yeah, that's what I was actually thinking.
Yeah, there's spider legs. I'm looking at the thing right now.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
That's
I
never got
second core of the 3rd season.
Yeah, I never got into Food Wars. So.
Me neither.
Yeah, I know a friend who's really into Food Wars. But I think he'd rather be eating food.
Yeah.
Than actually watching it, but that's besides the point. Moving on, basically the new Fist of the North Star related deal. So it's in Ken Regenesis, and I heard from Kevin that this was absolutely terrible.
Yeah, it's cell shaded CG.
Oh.
Yeah, I've heard it looks really not really poor.
Like the new Berserk, basically.
Oh, okay, fuck that. Nope. Steins Gate Zero by White Fox.
I haven't finished the first Steins Gate, so I need to do that.
Okay, so then we have Sword Art Online Alternative Gun Gale Online.
All right, you need to listen to me, okay? I was telling the Geeky Panda this before we left for AB, that if you ever want me to at least watch the first episode of your anime, what you need to do is make one character a tiny cute girl in an all pink military outfit with a P90 submachine gun. If you do that, you're at least getting one episode out of me.
Yep. As soon as I saw this show, I knew it would be at least. I guarantee you were going to say something about it. I knew you weren't just going to be like, eh.
And being very real, I'm not the Sword Art Online guy. I'm like the furthest thing.
Everybody knows that.
But did watch the first episode of this anime, and it's pretty good. And I'm going to continue watching it. And maybe that's just me being blinded by the friggin' it's P90 SMG pink girl, but it's pretty good.
Zeke actually said something interesting here. You might like GGO. The first episode is basically a play-by-play of PUBG.
PUBG, yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. And he also said people are mad because the piano show went to Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix doesn't quite know what they're doing.
Tadakun wa koi wo shinai. I like this visual. It's romance, okay?
By Doga Kobo.
This is one of those shows. This is one of those shows that just from this picture right here, almost reminds me of. I don't know. It almost has sort of a pastoral kind of vibe to it, almost.
I watched the first episode of this.
Okay.
Verdict.
I was starting to like it in the beginning, but the rest didn't live up to it, and I'm not gonna watch anymore. I would have loved it because I love weeaboo characters from like, she's from a European country.
Luxembourg.
Yeah, I feel bad. I never heard of that country before.
Wait.
Never heard of Luxembourg before.
No, I haven't before this anime.
Oh wow!
I learned something about VZ Mark II today.
Yeah.
So I feel bad. I feel.
Yeah. Little hint. Her last name is Wagner.
All right. Next up, To Be Heroing, which is the second season of To Be Hero, which is an anime I didn't even know came out.
So there you go.
Tokyo
Unless
Ghoul,
anybody has anything to.
Which is apparently a continuation of Tokyo Ghoul, an anime that I did not watch.
I've got some friends who like Tokyo Ghoul, but I don't have enough knowledge to really say much about it, unfortunately. Uma Musume
he has apparently watched To Be Hero, and it's really weird, which I'm convinced of because there's a fucking bald ass baby.
I was just thinking that. I just wasn't going to say anything. Okay, Uma Musume Pretty Derby.
All right, listen to me.
Horse Girls,
the animated series. You've already got me there. Well, then I watched the first episode. I'm like, okay, I can.
Okay, this has got to be one of the only sports anime Anubis would be interested in. It's done by PA Works. Like here, just from observation. Here's how you get Anubis with sports or activity or leisure activity anime. You make it about something. First off, you put cute moe girls doing stuff.
Yeah, that's a given.
That's the first. And second off, it has to be something that's competitive.
Yes. Yeah. It has to be something competitive that's actually interesting to watch.
Yeah. So you know.
Moe girls and Jello wrestling.
Yeah.
To be fair, I would rather watch sultry ones doing that. More over moe per se. Okay, moving along. Otaku no or ni koi wa yeah, fuck.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to
stop trying too, right?
No, I'm not. It's just my tongue got twisted. Otaku ni koi wa muzakashi. A1 picture.
This one actually does seem interesting to me though.
Who hides her Fujoshi lifestyle.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try this.
And Hirotaka, a handsome and capable company man who is secretly a game otaku. Okay. The art style on this one's almost reminds me a little bit of Clamp. Because it has that kind of tall, slim, kind of pointy style they do.
It's it kind of has small elements of a shoujo style in it.
We're gonna skip the leftovers.
Oh, okay. You want to do that? Okay. All right, so let's look at the shorts. No,
I'm watching none of the shorts, so that makes it really easy for me.
Okay, so I don't look. It doesn't look like I'm going to either. VZ, are you watching any of them?
Yes, Alice. I saw the first episode of that, and I liked a little bit. It's short. It's only 3 minutes.
The designs are pretty nice, from what I can see. Yeah. It's by EMT Squared, Emergency Medical Technicians.
I also like
no, but they're squared.
I also watched this one near the bottom, but I didn't care for it as much. Tachi Bana Kan to Lie Angle.
Creators and Pack Tokyo. Okay, yeah. This one... Yeah, I'm probably not going to be watching any of these. Okay, let's go to the movies.
I'm not. Yeah.
The only one of these that appeals to me is Liz to Oi Tori, which is a side story for the Sound Euphonium characters.
Oh.
There's one called Ninja Batman.
Yeah, it's already out, I think.
Yeah. The only one that visually just jumps out to me really is Donton ni Waru Gaiden. Just because it kind of almost reminds me of Makoto Shinkai's kind of, you know how their posters look, look. Doesn't it look like something he would do?
It looks like something he would do, but like the character designs look absolutely not Makoto Shinkai.
No, but the actual atmosphere, the visual kind of presentation totally looks like a movie of his.
You could splice that sky out and put it in any Makoto Shinkai film, and it would totally work
in place. Yeah. Okay. So you understood where I was going with that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's go back to the OVAs then, so we can.
All right. I'm watching none of these, so that's easy for me.
Yeah. They're making a Godzilla anime. Yeah, that's the second one out of first one. They already came out.
Yeah. Again, not really doing a whole lot this season. The only thing is I'm going to watch our TV series out of these, and there's about 4 or 5 I'm interested in.
Yep.
Which at the end of the day is actually pretty good.
That's pretty good a season for me.
I mean, people act like that's weird, but say you like 4 or 5, for 4 seasons, you got 20 shows at the end of the year. I mean, and as expensive as anime can be, that's actually a good chunk of money.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, season chart, not a lot jumping out for me.
There's some stuff I've started, and there's some stuff I need to start, and I'll get to that when it airs. VZ, you said you had some stuff to show off.
Yeah, I have stuff, and then we're gonna take a break.
Well, you have stuff, and I have stuff. Then we're gonna take a break.
Okay, so we're gonna see some goods, and then we're gonna take a break, and
we're gonna see more goods eventually.
I got some Blu-ray.
Blu-ray. Woo woo.
Both of my tastes.
Anubis is sitting here now. If I can only play it on my computer.
Yeah, exactly.
We got
Robot Carnival. There we go.
Oh wow, yeah. I saw. I saw. Yeah, 9 animators, 1 vision. Yeah. Again, we're gonna have to describe these things for the people who aren't watching the YouTube version of it.
This is in fact an audio podcast.
Yes.
And we got boobs.
Hang on here.
Valkyrie Drive Mermaid.
Mermaid, yeah.
Am I happy that it's Funimation? No, but I'm happy for you, VZ.
Okay.
And I like the fact that they're making out on the cover.
Yeah,
that's pretty amusing.
This is what you want. This is
pivotal for the show.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. So, I got a question for you. What has 2 thumbs and had to rearrange his anime shelf 3 times this week? This guy.
Okay.
Because what happened was after AB, I went out and went to the video store, picked up some anime. I got Ghost in the Shell 2 Innocence on DVD.
Okay.
Right.
Off of one of our listeners, in fact, I purchased Space Adventure Cobra, the movie on Blu-ray.
Excellent.
Need to see that one day. It looks.
That's just fun.
I need to see that one day. At least the movie for.
And then that was one rearrange of my shelf. And then a couple days ago, in fact, I was out at Walmart of all places, and what do I find but the old Bandai release of Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex?
Okay, certainly a good buy.
So I snapped that up.
Yeah, I have that too.
And I was also the week before Anime Boston, I went to a different convention. It was CT GamerCon, which happened in Mohegan Sun Casino in Connecticut, and picked up a few games, or well, a few things. And one of them is a game. This is night. So I already have Nights into Dreams. This is Nights into Dreams, like the disc that usually comes with your Sega Saturn. So this is the not for resale version.
Okay. Right.
So-
yeah. I knew that was familiar somewhere.
I never played
So,
that,
yeah.
but I've seen it.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
If you get the chance, do play it. Also picked up
Hang on here. I see something.
the high grade
shit.
Gundam The Origin MSD Zaku half cannon.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
And I also picked up, and I'm not even, because I picked up a copy of this years ago at Kineticon. I'm not sure if I even portrayed it on this podcast because I lost it since then. But this is made the RPG. So what happened was some Japanese dude made a tabletop RPG about maids. So it's literally set up like one
Sold.
of those. yeah, exactly. It's because the whole premise is set up like one of those zany early 2000s romance comedies,
Right.
where
Where
like Hanayoko made.
Yeah. Okay.
So I picked that up, and that's all I got.
Okay. So, all right. This was a good point for a break. We're going to be
Yes, indeed.
taking it. So, don't touch that dial. But if you need to have a restroom break or get something to eat, now is the time.
Yes. So with that, keep it right here on NTR Radio. Let's hit up some music.
I'll be right back.
Roger that.
Yeah, I'm gonna get something to drink. Actually,
It's water.
not gonna be water, but it's actually probably going to be grape soda.
Good call.
I'll be back.
Grape soda monthly.
Yeah. What the fuck? I can see somebody making that. Okay.
I already have a subscription.
Yes. Just have like Grimace on the cover. What, he's grape. Right?
He was supposed to be like based on a shake, from what I heard.
Yeah, I know, but he's still purple.
He was also,
Okay.
Like,
I'll be back.
Yeah.
That's 4. See, I had 6 arms originally.
Yeah, actually, you don't want to know this, but we had a big discussion about this not long ago. I'm not even joking. We actually did. We had this thing about the origins of Grimace in one of our Discord channels. Anyway, I'll be back.
Roger.
So?
Look at the schedule out.
Okay, that's good. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. Let's see how much power I have. All right, I think I won't make it tonight. Okay. We need more Hot Pockets. Oh, I watched that video with you and the Kiki Panda.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you were talking about the Funimation. I'm using the prongs of a plug, of an adapter to hold
it up.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
great. No, it doesn't fall over. I downloaded a show from last season that I'm gonna watch. That Keikaka Cat said was worth watching.
Which one?
The Seven Heavenly Virtues. Basically, girls are based on different angels.
Right.
Each episode's only 5 minutes. And it's done by the designer of Queen's Blade. From what I heard. Oh, I guess I'll say it now. For the recording. I finished the book,
Oh, lovely.
so I'll send it to you this week. The files,
Roger that.
and I use the same thing that I've been using, that mega file thing.
We'll try it, and if it doesn't work well, we'll find another way.
Okay, because I think I could. That would be the. And then you tell me anything. The only thing that you would need to add, is if you want to do like a She's Lost Control thing.
Right.
And the font I use is called Apple Chan something. Apple Chan. Chancery, that's it.
Gotcha.
Apple Chancery font, so that way it matches. And I think that will be much more legible to read than the previous font I had.
Yeah. This is definitely a lot more legible.
Yeah. So I did. Yeah, I have 230 drawings, a front cover, and a back cover, and 2 pages of table of contents. And then you could. I don't know how the money for that will go to me, but we'll work it out somehow.
Yeah, we'll work that out.
You send it by mail. It's like here's money from their cut of what. VZ's the book. The book of vital.
Sorry about that.
Hey, Gods is back.
Yeah, sorry about that. Besides having had something to drink, I also had to indulge in some baked snack crackers of a cheddar variety.
Yeah.
Let's just say they're delicious.
This is the one.
I got me some cheddar.
There we go.
I'm doing everything I can to tell you what it is.
Yeah, Cheez-Its.
No.
Right? Not Cheez-Its.
Nope. Close, but no.
Oh, are those long rod ones that I used to have when I was young? They were long rod cheese rods.
No, you're thinking Cheetos.
Oh, okay, Cheetos. That was my next. Actually,
Yeah. No. That's not even what I'm saying. They were. No, I'm just saying that sounds like you mean Cheetos.
No, not Cheetos.
No, either way, none of that's what you're talking about.
Okay.
It's goldfish.
Oh, the snack that smiles back.
Got goldfish.
What?
The snack that smiles back.
Well, no. That's why I said they were baked snack crackers that are the cheddar variety. I know something funny about just saying the name of it like in a very without saying the name, but saying the almost generic of what it is. Like, could you pass me some fruit chews?
Damn,
Okay,
now
ready to
that
start?
those were called the cheese stick.
The phallic symbol with cheese.
Yeah. All right. Second segment starting.
Okay, let's get back into the swing of things here.
Tidbits. That's it. Tidbits.
3, 2. Welcome back to NTR Radio.
Yes, indeed.
I was at Anime Boston last weekend.
Yep. He's got the loot to prove it.
I certainly do. So,
Did you end up getting a? Did you end up going to any panels?
yes, I went to like 7.
Oh, holy shit!
Anime Boston this year was really, really impressive.
I'm more saying that because of all how long those lines usually are for you to even get into the damn panel.
Well, Anime Boston usually is not that bad.
It's not like AX level draconian where you
There are
gotta
some-
line up like 2 hours before it starts.
Yeah, exactly. There are certain panels for which you definitely should probably line up. Like the Effed Up Hentai panel that I run always has a line and always almost fills the room. But for the most part, you can.
Hopefully, you got a story about that.
Oh, I got it.
Wasn't there an anime feminist
story of the
panel
friggin'?
with-
I don't
think he
know.
cares.
I wouldn't go to it. I'd probably like
On a bet.
point and laugh?
no, that's time I could have used going to the dealer room to buy more cute anime girl shit that they hate.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, he wants to spend line in an hour to go to a panel to fucking make fun of it. That's a waste. That's a valuable use of your time.
You go there, and it's like, look what I got, and it's like a figure from like.
No. See, you do that. You do that to them when they're not even in the panel room.
Well, here's the thing: we live in the world where the effed up hentai panel has the line. Do you seriously think that the Anifan panel is the one with the line?
No, but you still wouldn't want to sit in a line to actually go to it.
Yeah, again, I use that time go into dealer room to spend more money on cute anime girl shit.
So are you gonna walk us through it, or are you gonna kind of go like a timeline, or just kind of freeform it?
Mostly freeform it. Talking about it in sections. So
okay,
the first part I'm going to talk about is like the general trip. I put up a video the other day on
of you going down the road. I saw it
of the Geeky Panda and I on our way to the train station to go up to Anime Boston.
Yep.
I picked him up and we talked about friggin' Harmony Gold, still on their bullshit, still perpetuating the lie for 30 years. Talked about why Funimation is terrible, talked about why Sony is terrible. Old arcade games, all that. But yeah, we took the train, pretty relaxing train ride, though it was kind of crowded on the way up. We somehow managed to find seats to accommodate all of us. Yeah, we went up there, went up in Boston, got a burger, went in, got our hotel room, all that, relaxed, chilled, until the next day. And the first thing I'm going to talk about is the dealer room.
Okay.
Because they had some pretty impressive dealers there, and one of my main complaints that I've had for a while about Anime Boss, and really it's not really a complaint, it's just something I would like to see, was that they previously didn't have a lot of like really nice scale figures in the dealer room. Like you'd see a lot of the same prize figures from booth to booth. But this year I don't know what happened, but they really pulled out all the stops on the scale figures, which would have been great for me like 3 years ago. But now that I deal in scale figures, I can look at the prices and know just how much over MSRP they are.
yeah, it's just like, are you kidding me?
And for some of them, I get it, because you're gonna look at the friggin' and the other reason I didn't really get into the figures this year was because I did not want to pack those away and take those back with me, because it's very bulky merchandise. But they had one of these quarter scale freeing bunny girl figures of Utahaka Somigoka from Saikano. And the price was right and I wanted it, but I had to refrain because there's no way you think I'm not on board with bringing regular ass figures back with me. When we get to friggin' quarter scale freeing figures that are more than a foot tall, we're talking absolutely not. I will order that online, thank you. but the dealer room was very impressive.
Okay. Was there like any particular dealers that you took note of, like by name?
There's one that I will get to, but
okay.
An interesting thing
I always got to ask, because when I'm going to these things, you got to look for, stuff everybody else is talking about.
So an interesting thing we did, it was myself, the Geeky Panda, and Psycho from Ayashike. We did this thing we call the $100 rush, where you already know by the name.
I think I know what you're talking about.
So it's early Friday, about half an hour after the dealer room opens. Three of us each have a limit of $100 and 1 hour, and we have to, within $100, buy the most interesting set of things that we can with that $100.
Mm-hmm.
So
somebody comes back with a whore.
Okay, so here's how I fucked my own life up. I made a mistake when I was gathering all the shit for the show, so I'm gonna have to put the headphones down for a couple seconds to actually get what I got in the $100 rush.
Okay, well, while he's doing that, I guess you can't see it, but he's just kind of looking around and stuff. Anyhow.
Okay. So I was well under $100, but I did get two very interesting things. The first one, this is Dermond.
I've heard of it. Yep.
Yeah. So Yoshiyuki Sadamoto art book of a whole bunch of various Evangelion character art.
Yep. I actually seen that at the bookstore, I believe.
Yeah, it's pretty common.
Yeah, I think I saw it even at like a Borders or Barnes and Noble or something like that.
Yeah.
Like they had it in the, or maybe I'm just thinking of when I saw the art book collections they have at those things, and it was in there maybe.
This one here is decidedly less common.
Okay.
This is Humikane Shimada World Witches series.
Oh. Yeah, I've heard of it, but I've never actually seen it.
Yep. So this is
Have you thumbed through it yet?
Oh yeah, all kinds of character artwork from a whole bunch of the World Witch. So none of the 501st are in here.
Right.
But you've got all kinds of other witches from other
designations.
Yep.
Yeah.
None
of the ones from Brave Witches are in there? Or?
There's a few from Brave Witches, I believe.
Okay.
But yeah,
like I said, I've heard of it. I don't own it or anything.
Elma, Levonen.
Yeah. I mean, I've got the Strike Witches art books, official ones.
Right.
I think they're can't remember if they have a special name or not, but I have picked them up. I got them from, I think, Asylum Anime, because I know they carry a lot of art books.
I think the World Witches one. This one's from Asylum Anime.
Which, by the way, I am going on record. If you like art books and stuff, they're definitely a good place to go.
Good for art books. Good animation sells.
Them too. Yep.
Yeah. Which I saw quite a few people thumbing through the animation cells. So I was like, that was kind of heartwarming to me.
Yep.
You know that people still do that.
Oh yeah. But like I said, going on record, that's absolutely worth checking out if you've never been to like any of these cons or anything, and are looking for art books or things like that.
So that was the $100 rush. I clearly won that one. Just saying.
Do they believe that?
well, here's what happened is so apparently the rules were very unclear. Well, while they were very clear to me, evidently they weren't clear to everyone. So the panda ended up with I think it was a Dark Souls art book or something like that. And apparently he didn't see he was looking for Gundam models.
Mm-hmm.
I passed through like 5 booths that were selling Gundam models. Apparently, he didn't see those, so I don't know how that happened. And then Psycho went a couple dollars over the $100 challenge.
Oops.
I don't know how that happened either. So, needless to say, next time we do the $100 rush, the rules are much clearer, and we're gonna have a much better $100 rush.
Okay. So moving along.
That being said, after we were done with the $100 rush, I basically went immediately right back into the dealer room to buy more things.
Advanced capitalism, yo.
Oh, you're talking advanced capitalism. What has 2 thumbs and spent almost $400 on anime? This guy. Ready for this?
Yep. Okay. He's got stuff. Woot.
Got a stack.
Yep.
Oh, this is gonna be.
It's like I can hear Dave Hester going, "Yep."
Okay. So, this entire haul is from Otaku Joe's. So shout out to them for having a great selection.
I will keep that name in mind.
So here we have the complete Crest of the Stars.
Ooh, excellent. I actually want that.
I've heard of that.
No, I mean, I actually would like to have a copy of that. I actually, as of now, I don't in any form.
Not only the complete Crest of the Stars, the complete Banner of the Stars.
Ah, both of them. Excellent.
Not only the complete Banner of the Stars, the complete Banner of the Stars too.
Holy shit.
And so I actually bonded a bit with one of the guys at the friggin' Otaku Joe's.
Oh, behind the counter.
Behind the thing. So I pick up.
He didn't bond with him behind it, as in physically. Come on.
So
I'm sure somebody was gonna say it.
So I'm looking through all the thing, and I've already got a couple disc sets in my hand. And you notices,
yep,
I'm walking around looking at, holding the complete World of Norway.
I've heard of that.
Which he already we already bonded on that, because I lifted that thing out and immediately put it in my hand. And he points it out. I was like, that's a great show. And I'm like, yes, it is a great show. I've been looking for this for a while.
I've heard of that. Yeah. Is that the ADV release or the Central Park Media release?
This is the Central Park Media release.
Ah. You know what I should ask?
Not only am I holding the complete World of Norway, but I'm also holding Urtse Yatsura, Beautiful Dreamer.
Yep.
You know, I should ask you next time, just as a little favor, since mine got damaged, see if they still have the Central Park media release of the MD Guys to Director's Cut and 2 together.
So I've got both of those. And he's like, you really like romance anime, don't you? And I'm like, yes, I do. So long story short, me and one of the shopkeepers were both love romance anime. So I continuing, I picked up the complete Oh My Goddess TV.
Yeah. Very nice. Always fun.
The complete His and Her Circumstances.
Ah, yes. I'm familiar with that one.
The complete Amagami SS.
The complete.
It's got SS and SS.
I heard you like completeness, so
now you finally got that.
And the shopkeeper actually turned me on to this one. It's called Itakiss. He told me about it. I like
the cover.
I've heard of it too.
Who put that out?
This is out of Discotheque Media.
Okay. Oh wow. I don't remember that ever putting that out. Interesting.
Yeah, I had never heard of it before.
Me either.
before heading to Otaku Joe's. But the shopkeeper has good taste. He likes World of Norway. He likes Amagami SS. I'm willing to try. I'm willing to drop however much I dropped on Itakis.
Yeah.
On his word.
Now I gotta look at their see if they got a site.
Oh, Discotech does for sure.
Oh, I know that, but Otaku Joe.
He's talking about Otaku Joe.
Oh, okay, yeah. I wouldn't know. So I'll check that out if I see them next time I go con hopping.
Okay, other than that, naturally I hit up the Faku booth.
Half of the preparation was him making it suitable to where he can show you.
Yeah, exactly. Picked out 2 releases.
All right.
The first I picked up was Let Your Smile Bloom.
Can't see it hardly.
Well, yeah, that's because there's tape over.
Well, no. I mean, I really can't see it because the the side views and stuff like are in the way of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Much better.
So I got that, and I also got The Double Secret.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Both of them are really good. I picked them mostly on art style.
Right.
But reading them are actually really good.
Okay, the comics.
I do believe that's just about it. Oh, I also picked up, it's not here, but I picked up the Real Grade Zaku 2 Shin Matsunaga custom.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's pretty cool. A side note, Origin number 6 next month, right?
Don't remind me. I'm going to start vigorously bouncing up and down in my chair again.
Yeah. It would be really sweet if they get the Crimson Lightning in it. That would just be like the cherry on top. And if there's one episode he would be in, it'd be this one.
Oh yeah, Battle of Loom.
Yep. Which in and of itself is going to be just fun because
what they need
you already know what's going to happen.
Yeah, what they need to do is just make an OVA series, short OVA series, just on the Battle of Loom. That's it. They can do it.
I'd watch it. Again, I already know where it's going to go, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
We also get to see the Black Tri-Stars.
Yeah.
And Makube.
All right, so
and all his wonderful Crypt Keeper glory.
So that's the dealer room. Again, very impressive. I didn't really, and Funimation was there, Sentai Filmworks was there, High Dive was there. High Dive's coming out in force. Like, don't sleep on High Dive.
No, I didn't think they were. Quite frankly, as soon as I heard they had Legend of the Galactic Heroes, I knew they were actually taking it seriously.
Yeah, High Dive they're really not playing around.
Yep. Doesn't sound like it.
High Dive and Crunchyroll were there naturally.
Of course they were. Yeah. Was obviously Aniplex probably was there.
No,
really?
No, I don't believe so.
Oh wow, that's surprising.
Well, actually, let me see if I can get the
listing.
I don't believe they were. Nope. No Aniplex.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, Baku was there naturally.
Yep.
I'm gonna hate myself when Blendes comes out from them.
Listen, all right. There were a few shows that I could have gotten that because I had the money, but one, it would have been more weight to take back home, and two, it is stuff that would have been easy enough for me to just order from home. Because like I was gonna get like Irresponsible Captain Tyler, and I was gonna get my teen romantic comedy Snafu. I was gonna get stuff like they had one booth had both Saikano sets for the first series, but all that's easy enough to just get at home. Like you're not gonna I'm not gonna find World of Norway anywhere.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna find
in some
like, oh my god, it's just anywhere.
Yeah, in some cases it's a matter of I can get this later if necessary.
Yeah, that's why I should have said. It would have been cool if you found an old copy of like the CPM release of MD Guys, because my god, like.
I see they have a Facebook, by the way, Otaku Joe's.
Yeah, I'm looking around. That's all I could come up with.
Yep. Okay. I'll keep an eye out for them when I'm there though.
Very good booth.
Next time I make a con visit.
Like they're not just anime. They've got art books. They've got
all kinds of goodies and paraphernalia and crap.
Yeah, they've got vinyl records from different anime soundtracks. They have like set behind their real big like pool of DVDs. They have all this like old out of print stuff that's really expensive. Like they usually trot out a couple copies of like Evangelion.
Hey, you want End of Ava? It's only $50 used.
Yeah, exactly.
What is it? But did they have pop vinyls?
No.
Did you see any pop vinyls?
He said they were good.
Oh, I saw. Yeah, I said they were a good booth. I saw some pop vinyls, but not many because it's an anime convention, so people are buying regular anime figures, and you can get pop vinyls anywhere. Let's be very real.
Okay, so moving along.
People with taste.
Keep it on moving.
Moving along. Let's talk about panels next.
Okay. You said you went to 7. Wow.
About 7, and I think that's including my own.
Okay, I was actually going to mention that. Are you including your own?
And realistically, there were a lot of good panels that I missed, either because I was doing something else at the time or because I was at another panel at the time.
Yeah, and when that happens, it's just a matter of kind of, okay, this is one I'm more interested in.
Yeah.
Or I've already seen things of this kind. This one is a little more, it's different enough to where it's like, this is probably just the same old stuff.
Exactly.
Oh wow! I'm just looking this up. Remember the show I was telling you about in the season chart? Magical Girl Site or Site, however you pronounce it.
Site. Yeah, it's Site.
All right.
Because it's supposed to be like a website.
Nobody on ANN liked that.
Well, it's also ANN. So are we gonna?
Are we gonna use them as the arbiter of what we're watching now?
Yeah, exactly. Realistically, that means we should watch it. Yeah, realistically, that means we should watch it.
Okay, I got to read this opening part, and then you can.
No, you don't.
No, you don't, because we're doing the anime Boston.
Okay. Oh, shut up.
Okay, the first panel I went to was Yandere's 2.0 Hell No.
Okay. Interesting. Oh yeah, because you posted from social media, you were in line for that.
Yeah, I got there early, so I was in line for it. I was like the second person in line because, of course, I'm going to be the second person in line for a panel about Yandere's. But it's a good panel. The presenter was really energetic.
Okay.
And this is a person who's doing like 1, 2, 3, 4. But this is a person who's doing 7 panels at this convention. So
yeah, that's pretty hefty there. So maybe they had Red Bull. I don't know.
If I'm not mistaken, this is the same person who did a panel years back about the connections between strike witches and actual history.
Okay, yeah.
And I really enjoyed that panel as well. But this was a fun panel. So he went over like the different kinds of yanderes and what not to do, hypothetical what to do and what not to do.
Yeah. Did they have like the little bulletin board like with the points?
Well, they had a flow chart.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, did they have like the PowerPoint like like with the little bullet points, like nope.
But yeah, it covered a whole bunch of yandere characters. ones we're already familiar with, like Sekai and Kotonoha from School Days. Replayed the final scene of School Days again, because listen, I can watch that scene over and over.
For some reason, yeah.
People I hate get killed. Yeah, let's do that.
I think that's why a lot of people like a lot of the gore and slasher flicks, because it's like dumbass teenagers that are out in the woods fucking, and then they just get brutally murdered by some lunatic with a machete, or
exactly.
It's like, but it's like they're dumb as a rock about it. It's like walking alone somewhere, screaming like, "Is anybody here?" Yeah. Anyway,
went over some yandere characters that you wouldn't at first think are yandere, but have all of the traits.
Mm-hmm.
Like, definitely Mao from Code Geass.
Oh yeah, holy shit!
But also in a way of looking at it, Suzaku as well.
Still don't make me like him.
No, of course not. Yeah, and like a few yandere characters from non-anime works. But it was generally a fun panel.
Yeah, that sounds like a good, like, I'm tired of walking around kind of panel. Let's just kind of chill out.
He said himself, because it's an 18+ panel, so this is his panel that he does to like vent. He's doing a whole bunch of this like kind of serious stuff, like religious symbolism in Gundam Seed, or like
that's an interesting angle. I don't think I've ever encountered that yet.
Yeah, like,
I mean, at least for like a panel,
stringed instruments of Japan.
Oh yeah, like those. I can't even think of what the hell they're called now, but they're like Zatar kind of things.
Yeah,
Kodo, I think it's.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah, but there's other ones too.
Like touring the battlefields of the Mongol invasion of Japan. So it's like a whole bunch of like actual content.
Yeah, I mean,
did they mention Mayu from Idolmaster in the Yandere panel?
No, they didn't mention a whole lot of characters, but they mentioned a few well-known ones.
All right.
All right, the next one I went to was the following day. I caught the last 2/3 of anime armaments and toon tactics. So this is one where panelists went over various combat tactics and military hardware used in anime realistically.
Okay, yeah.
So they mentioned Girls in Panzer, but a big one that I didn't know about until very recently was Black Magic M66.
Oh, I've heard of it, but I've never actually, I don't think, watched it.
I've seen that.
Old OVA based on Masamune Shiro manga.
Yeah, that's where I remember it from. Yeah.
Early ones that was released, by the way, by I think US Regulations, and then Manga Entertainment picked it up.
Mm-hmm.
So and they went over like how the depictions of special forces in Black Magic M66 is very accurate to how they actually operate.
Mm-hmm. Right. Dead motherfuckers.
Yeah, which is just like Masamune Shiro, to be very real.
Yeah, when he's not drawing porn.
Yeah. But there was Gamers in Anime, which talked about all different kinds of gamers in anime.
Well, like Sena.
Like Arcade Gamer Fubuki, they covered that. The anime gamers that came out like last year.
The thing Justice League is hated working on.
They had they talked about anime about video games like Overlord, Sword Art Online, No Game No Life.
Any mention of Umaru-chan, since he's always playing games and shit?
Umaru-chan was mentioned.
Yep.
Also went to Journey to the Stars, which was a panel about various space anime, and the format was interesting because the presenter went from basically most narrow to most vast in terms of the size of the world. So they started out with like Royal Space Force Wings of Oniames, where we're trying to get to space, and then went on to stuff like Cowboy Bebop, where we've like colonized the solar system, sort of. So went on to stuff like Terraform Mars, where we're just trying to get at Mars. Went on to stuff like, naturally, Legend of the Galactic Heroes was mentioned. Bodacious Space Pirates was mentioned.
Space Battleship Yamato.
Space Battleship Yamato was mentioned.
Yep. Figured it might be. Really couldn't have a space. Exploration. I was actually going to mention that Gunbuster, perhaps.
Gunbuster was not mentioned, I don't think.
That would have been a good one, if nothing else, because it has the time dilation idea, which you don't see.
Speaking of time dilation, though, Voices of a Distant Star was mentioned.
Okay, yeah, and that uses it. That's an element that really isn't covered a lot very often in anime.
You know what anime covered it a while ago? World of Norway.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm telling you.
Like that look on your face is just totally that. Anyway.
After that one was my panel, A Beginner's Guide to Definite Hentai.
Please tell me there's a story or two here. Like somebody vomiting in a bag or flipping out or something weird.
No, not quite. Well, I can tell you that I was working on the panel, panel content, basically up to like half an hour before start time.
Well, that if you don't mind an interjection, are you going to cover like any new stuff you threw in there? Or
I did throw a couple new things in there. Let me pull up the
listage
here, because I know I threw in a couple more clips from Tales of Titillation.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's an older one, isn't it?
Yeah. The Yujin one.
Satoshi Rishihara worked on that.
Right.
How did I not know that?
I threw in some stuff from, I think it's the latest Futaboo series.
Oh, yeah. Is it the thing with the Phimosis and all that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This hentai panel?
What's that? Yes, the hentai panel.
Yes.
I threw in some stuff from Maho Shoujo Ai-san.
Mm-hmm. Oh, did you throw in what I showed you? Guy Double Target?
No, I need to go through and actually look at that first.
Okay, because there's some stuff that could go right in that.
He'll be the judge of that.
Gun rape, decapitation.
Oh, we have gun rape. That's Bible Black. That's the first.
I was gonna say
the first clip I show.
That and still one of the most uncomfortable, like
But yeah, so we did the panel, and we ended up having quite a while for Q&A. And during the panel, though, it was wild. There was a guy up front that we kind of made friends with, because he was chiming in as well, but almost filled the room. And they gave us the biggest room they could give us, so we almost filled that. I really got to give props to the technicians and the staff that were doing our panel, because setup was clean, everything. And when I say setup, I mean they had to move a table onto the stage because the panel that was before us had cleared the stage, so they moved the table onto the stage, hooked us all up, got us started.
Right. I gotcha.
And one of the staff members actually took a tally of how many people left in disgust.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Okay. Take a guess.
5
Oh.
10 to 5 to 10.
All right, VZ says 5 to 10.
It would help if I knew how much of a capacity room that held. To give me.
I don't know offhand.
Okay.
It was a big room.
Okay. Let me. I'll go a little higher. I'll give people a little more credit. 25.
153.
Holy shit!
Really?
Like, was it like a slow leak, or was there like one scene where like a whole mass exodus shows up?
There were a couple where there was a mass exodus, but it was mostly a slow trickle of people.
Like,
people,
nope.
People come up and someone will leave. There's one guy like ran out. I was concerned. And it depends on who you ask, because we don't know for sure, but it's either the guy ran out and his girlfriend ran out, ran. I was concerned, but yeah, 153, and the room stayed relatively full through the entire time. So it was people going out and coming in.
Yep.
Are these people like that?
Just like in the shows.
Are these people just that weak to like see this stuff? It's like,
I think some people are just curious and they pop in, and their curiosity is immediately quelled.
Well, it's like I get it. Some people have a very tame idea of what effed up hentai is, and I show them that.
And you're like, and I do not.
there's a lot more there, and I've studied it, and I'm presenting it to you in a panel.
by the way,
Like, is it? I'm assuming that it's like when I ever went to things like that, when there'll always be people in the crowd yelling weird comments and shit.
Oh, absolutely.
And everybody starts laughing and shit.
Well, no, we had like crowd interaction.
Yeah,
this is immersion. This isn't anything we planned.
But, so it's just like it's like, okay, we weren't planning this, but you know.
Well, yeah. So the the clip from Princess 69.
Which one? Well, if you're you can't just say the clip.
Well, yeah, I'll put it this way. There's a lot of poop in the clip.
Okay, yeah. I don't know what's worse, the fact that I know what you're talking about, or
I know what
So we showed that clip, and immediately a dude ran out of the crowd and handed us these Orion Cocoa Pies.
That's funny.
It's another one you can add, done by the same guy that did Guy Double Target. Legend of Leon Flair. Girl gets raped by anime overlord type of character, teared apart into.
Okay, until you said tear it apart, I was about to say this is kind of tame for my panel. I don't know. I don't think you're correctly estimated.
Like the rib cage, muscle and rib cage show.
Oh, ooh.
But no, the dude runs up and fucking hands us these chocolate marshmallow pies, and it's great because I was hungry.
Most people are probably like, "How could you eat after that?"
And it's great that I'm the guy running the panel, because I perfectly have a normal appetite after doing this stuff.
Well, it's like when I was in biology class many years ago, where they actually gave us extra credit if we stayed around and observed this cadaver. And like, you know, like, I guess a lot of squeamish people in there, because only 4 people were left, and I was one of them. And the four of us eventually left, and it's like, all right, I'm gonna go grab something out of the vending machine. And they just looked at me in disgust, like how can you be hungry after that? It's like, fuck, how do you eat on top of the thing? I don't care.
I'm hungry.
You know, it's like quite frankly, the only reason I didn't eat in there while we were doing it is because the freaking embalming fluid smell was so horrible.
The only thing like I have a low tolerance for, there's this show on TV called Monsters Inside Me. That I cannot watch that one. It's like people that get these awful parasites.
See, I had some clips from Inochu, the Inochu series that you would not enjoy, VZ.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about because I don't enjoy them. I did not need to ever see that. Ugh, yikes.
I think I know what you're talking about. You know, I haven't seen it, but I know.
Yeah, you don't want to know what he's talking about.
Put it that way.
Trust me. If that bothers you, definitely don't go that route.
Real quick, Drawing Girl in the RSC. Do you guys ever show that one manga based off of the Junko Furuta murder? No, we don't.
I think that's probably out of bad taste.
That would not be in good taste. That probably would not get a particularly good response from the audience either.
No, especially if they know why that exists.
Is that the one Girl in Concrete?
Yep.
All right, just making sure.
Nothing funny about that, by the way.
We had a very lively Q&A, plenty of questions, but what really and K-Gods mentioned the friggin' tentacle finger puppet that I'm waving around on the camera earlier, and this was given to me as part of the Q&A. Someone just got in the line for questions, but didn't have a question, just ran up to give me the tentacle finger puppet. So I have this now.
So now you got a pointer. It's instead of like a lecture pointer, it's just like, or a conductor, it's like, I have this. All I need is a figure to play with.
Yeah, so long story short, everyone's going to be looking forward to next year because I talked a big game about what we're doing next year. But in realistically, I do plan on not overhauling the panel, but adding a whole lot more new content to the panel next year.
Mm-hmm.
I plan on incorporating the Euphoria game, which I wasn't able to do this year because I had problems getting it to work properly on the machine I'm running the panel off of.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say certainly isn't content, certainly not out of place.
Yeah. Because we have plenty of scenes from the Euphoria anime in there, and
let's just say the crowd is moaning and groaning, and not in a good way.
Let's just say they come in late in the panel. And there's a reason for that.
Sound euphonium.
Sound euphoria. Sound euphorium.
Let's not mix those two anime.
It's just like, yeah, blowing in instruments. Yeah. That.
Were their creators inspired by Saw?
That wouldn't surprise me, actually.
No, not at all.
All the things to be inspired by, it's like Saw.
Yeah, I've seen Saw. Not all the myriad sequels though, just the first one.
No.
Most of and I think I did smart doing that because the sequels are just more the same. And
I think the only one I ever watched most of was the third one.
Yeah,
I never saw any Saw. I've seen some like parody scenes from other movies that were parodying Saw, but
the original one was pretty decent.
Anyway, continuing on to Sunday. So this is interesting. They had an entire room in Anime Boston just dedicated to building Gundams.
Oh, like a kit building kind of facility.
Yeah, like one of the rooms on the first floor of the convention center was just set up with a whole bunch of tables, and people would come in and build their model
kits. That's cool, I think.
And every year for quite a few years, they've been running this panel called Building Gundams with Overnight Security. Because apparently what happens is the overnight security people at Anime Boston in their downtime, when they get bored in their downtime, they'll just build Gundam models. And so they started a whole panel on that.
Holy shit, the dream job.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So now they're in the Gundam building room, and they just run this for 4 hours on Sunday.
That's kind of cool because Sundays are downtime days anyway for cons.
Sundays downtime, especially with Anime Boston, where like a whole lot of people are
trying to beat the traffic and leave early. Trying
to get out of their hotel.
And because of this, they bottleneck and screw it over anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so what ends up happening, because my group, the Panda, Psycho, all them, we just stay till Sunday. Just so we're not caught up with the dregs of humanity waiting for an elevator at 11 p.m. At 11 a.m.
And nothing's worse than everybody trying to use get to the airport at the same time. I mean, it's bad enough usually on weekends anyway with airport travel, but you know.
So yeah, myself and the Geeky Panda went there, built some Gundams. He had the Gundam The Origin Sharzaku 1.
Mm-hmm.
And I went in there with my...
Oh, that's one you have, K-Gods.
Yes.
And I went in there with my Shin Matsunaga Zaku 2 real grade. And it's pretty cool. Went in and I forgot to mention my cosplay. So the theme of this Anime Boston was To the Stars. So I whipped up a very quick Neo Zeon Commander cosplay.
Okay.
And I utilized the Neo Zeon flag that I got last year that's hanging up in my room, got some PVC pipe, and took my Dremel rotary tool, put some holes in it so I could thread through a couple zip ties to secure the flag to the PVC pipe. So I was in a long coat with the Zeon Commander emblem on it.
Yep.
With the cape and all that, carrying around this huge Neo Zeon flag, and people were pumped about that.
Were you wearing this when you did the panel?
The Gundam. So I step up in the Gundam building panel in my Zeon officer cosplay.
Salute.
And lo and behold, who do I find but a dude building, and I think he was building an Ifrit. A dude building an Ifrit with the regular Zeon flag draped over his bag. So I sat next to him. Of course I sat next to him.
Normally when I see people, because occasionally you'll see Shars and things like that.
And when I get to cosplay, we'll talk about Shar.
And let's just say most people I know will either yell Sieg Zeon or do a salute or, you know.
I got a few Sieg Zeons.
Yeah. Yeah, I did that. I did that at a con before too, because I saw somebody who was, they were doing 0079 Char.
Nice.
You know, so he had the helmet and everything, and boy, he looked perfect. He was the right height, the whole bit.
That was the time I saw person.
But I've seen somebody as Char's counterattack version of him too.
Mm.
Where he's got the red and the threaded like gold.
Again, we'll talk about versions of Char.
Versions of Char.
We get to talking about cosplay, because cosplay this year was impressive.
Did you grab any pictures or?
Oh, I got plenty of pictures. Well, I always, this is one I think I'll always lament at cons, is not taking enough pictures. So I got quite a few pictures, but again, I'm never gonna think it's enough.
Yeah, I think that's just the way those are. I just don't like carrying around my camera because it gets in the way.
See, I'm good carrying around my camera, except when I'm in, like, when I was in the Zeon Commander, the Neo Zeon Commander cosplay. I only carried around my small camera and didn't really even use that. So I don't like carrying around my big camera unless
No.
it's the kind of like unless I'm already carrying a lot of equipment with the costume. So if
Right.
I'm doing like Golem 1 from Ace Combat 0, I've already got like the vest and the flight suit and the helmet and all that. I'm fine carrying my camera because it just looks like another piece of equipment.
Right. In my case, it's just that it kind of gets in the way because, you know, you got your phone. Well, I usually have my phone and other things, you know, got like usually a backpack or something like that.
Yeah, I carry a little one of those ones that it's a backpack, but it goes across, like it goes across.
Oh, like a mail bag?
Yeah, kind of like that.
Okay, yeah. Because otherwise it's just like, damn it, I don't, because there's so many people, it's hard to not elbow shit when you're trying to take pictures and shit at AX especially.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Because taking pictures there is a pain in the ass unless you're in a clear kind of opening. Otherwise, you're just constantly having to move, being bumped and whatnot. And I get that that's just the nature of having that many people in one enclosed space. But
yeah. Anyway, so I sat down next to this guy. We talked about Xeon philosophy for a bit until the panda showed up. And then we all sat, built Gundams, got impressed at other people's builds. Like one guy was building, I think it was an old version of the God Gundam from G Gundam.
Oh, that's fun.
And he'd done custom paint on that and all.
Oh
all
man, I like the people who do these like model car style paints of these things.
No,
like with the real expensive like paints and stuff. Like I couldn't do it. I'd be too jittery and shit. I'd be like, I'm gonna fuck up. I know it, and then it'll ruin the whole thing.
Yeah, we did that for an hour or two.
Yeah, again, Sundays are often just kind of like do one last run.
Yeah,
through the things, you know, because sometimes they'll have discounts because they're clearing out stock or whatever, or they're just, you know, trying to get rid of stuff, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So I did one last run through the dealer room.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who does that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I caught my last panel. So you talk about Char earlier. He is a Char, a tribute to Gundam's most famous masked man.
Yep.
So they went through different portrayals of Char in various media.
Let's not go into too many spoilers, though.
Yeah, no. Char, in a lot of Char's cultural impact as well.
Oh yeah. How about that he was hawking that fucking like, what was it, a Porsche?
That was a Toyota. It's Toyota Auris.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember what it was. I knew it was just like a really nice looking red car.
Yeah. So
of course it's red.
They showed that commercial.
Char painted like PC tower.
I think they might have shown that as well. But yeah, so they had basically talking about his characters, his characteristics, his mobile suits, and the similarities between those.
Mm-hmm.
All the different characters inspired by Char.
Oh, so basically like from the alternate universes and stuff?
Yeah, exactly.
So they had to mention like Zex
Marquise.
What about other series but clearly influenced by Char? Like the one from Dragonheart.
No, they probably didn't. They didn't mention Dragonheart. It was mostly focused on Gundam series. I think they might have mentioned one or two other series that I don't remember, but it was mostly Gundam.
So yeah, it would probably be, like I said, it'd be like Zax or Rao La Crusade. Yeah. Again,
from Reconquista.
Yeah. Did they mention Chronicle Asher?
No.
From Victory, because he kind of wears or Harry Ord from Turna Gundam.
Yeah, they mentioned Ord.
Yeah, I figured they would. Okay, that seems like it'd be fun just on a principle though, because especially if they had a bunch of like, you know, little what the hell you would call it, like clips or any of this other kind of stuff. If it's well integrated into kind of like a timeline or
exactly.
Full frontal.
So, well, speaking of full frontal, let's move into cosplay because the cosplay this year was very, very impressive.
You saw Full Frontal?
There. So again, themes to the stars. So there was actually quite a bit of Gundam cosplay, more than you'd normally expect.
Ooh,
But
so I hope you really took advantage of that.
there were no less than 3 different Char Aznables.
Yep. Awesome.
I didn't get a picture of one of them, but I know there was classic Char.
Yep.
I know Quattro Regina was there.
Yep.
And this is probably my favorite one of the con. It was 2 people as Char and Garmazabi from the 3rd Gundam The Origin. In like the Flexarn and the battle vest and all that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So there was
excellent.
also Full Frontal.
Yeah,
There was also a Xeon Grunt there.
You cut out, couldn't quite hear you.
Full Frontal and a Xeon Grunt were there.
Okay.
But otherwise the cosplay was very diverse and very impressive. There were no less than 3 different Maid Dragon groups.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Like there were no less than 3 different sets of like 2B and 9S and A2 from Near Automata.
Yeah, I was just going to. I figured you'd see quite a few of those.
There was a really impressive pair doing Barnaby Brooks and Sky High from what is the name of that show? It's the superhero show that I like, but nobody else has talked about for the past like 5 years.
Tiger and Bunny.
Tiger and Bunny, yes.
Said it like 3 times.
So there was that. But otherwise, yeah, the cosplay was very, very impressive this year.
So yeah, it sounds like it. Well, that's just cool. Maybe you should like zip up a file and pop it somewhere.
I'll do you one better. Going in the IRC right now is the gallery of the photos I took at Anime Boston.
Excellent.
So you can.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you uploaded them already.
Yep.
I know anything. Oh, there's a Quattro.
Holy shit, Desert Punk. Holy shit. I can't believe somebody did that.
Any what, VZ?
Yeah.
Love Live? I guarantee you there is Love Live.
But, yeah.
I'm not well versed enough in it to really identify the characters on site.
Oh, all right.
I see the Quattro.
Yep.
Misato.
Yep.
Another good one. Yep.
That a Toho one on top?
Yeah, it says Clown Piece.
Okay, well, that's cool.
The last thing I'll probably mention is, and they had a maid cafe, but there was always a line for it, so I didn't bother.
Yeah, that's one of those things where unless you can kind of get in and out, it's not probably worth wasting your time unless you're really tired walking around.
But the last thing I'll mention is the game room. They had a very, very impressive game room. A lot of like PS4s set up with various sets of games on there. Quite a few shmups going on. They had a whole corner dedicated to just Toho. Had quite a few arcade machines. Silent Scope was there. Quite a number of fighting games that I didn't play. I'm bad at them.
That just means. Oh, I thought he was just gonna say because they were all Tekken.
I don't even remember if they had Tekken. Probably blocked it out of my mind. But
he just takes
Karen is not amused.
He just takes a sticky note, writes this Tekken sucks, puts it on the monitor.
I discovered there is one shmup I'm actually decent at.
Oh,
Galaga.
Oh, Galaga, really?
Yeah. Listen, Galaga is my shit. So, and this has been for a while. like I've always really liked Galaga, but there was the one time where I was in Dave and Buster's and they had a version of Galaga there, and I got I hit the bonus on it and got a whole bunch of tickets, and that's how I got those 3 kazoos. And then there was this time at AB where I hit up some Galaga and managed to make the high score list, which I don't know if that really says anything because I don't know how many people have played the game and I don't know like how many people have gotten that far.
I had
But I enjoyed it.
Galaga on the Atari 7800.
Like people out here sleeping on Galaga. Do not sleep on Galaga. Galaga is my shit.
Galaga's fun. I never played the spin-off Galaxian.
Me neither.
And again, those kind of games, I was decent at Gradius, but
see, I'm terrible at Gradius.
To be fair, that's
ass at Gradius.
That's a fucking hard game. Like, because anything you hit kills you pretty much instantly.
I'm okay at Ultimedius Excellent. Okay at Ultimedius Excellent. Not good, but I can hold my own for a few levels before dying.
But the biggest problem with Gradius is that if you die, like, it's hard to get your power-ups back.
Yeah, it really depends on having those power-ups.
Because if you die in some places, you're just fucked. I mean, like, there's because you can't move fast enough to get out of the way of where you're going to respawn when things are just, like, blitzing you. So definitely some iffy design ideas on that. Or I would just say it's almost unfair. And I don't normally say that about video games because most of the time when people say that, they're just actually ass at the game.
Yeah, they're just bad.
You know, but there are some games that are just either badly programmed and because of it screw you over, or the design itself is not really doesn't lend itself well to you screwing up. So
all right. That being said, Anime Boston 2018, loved it, greatly enjoyed it. Great convention. Looking forward to going next year. I believe the theme next year is samurai and shogun, so that'll be interesting to see what people come out with as far as cosplay goes.
Sudden awkward upsurge in Rurouni Kenshin cosplays.
I didn't even think of that.
I know he's not really a samurai, but
No.
Could they sneak in Stern Kagura? No, that's more ninjas.
I guarantee you there'll be ninjas and all that.
Yeah, I mean Darth Vader will be there. Come on.
Accurate. Let's see. Proportionally accurate Stern Kagura.
I'm pretty sure those girls would fall over if they were in real life.
try to do a backflip and just It'd almost be like when somebody's on a trampoline but doesn't when they do the backflip they don't put enough oomph into it and so they just land on their head. I've seen people do that, by the way.
Yeah, no, it's hilarious when it's not happening to you.
Actually, no, it isn't, because sometimes it looks like they might die because they might snap their neck.
In any case, that does bring us into the third segment.
So
keep it right here on NTR Radio.
Take our break. We'll be back.
I think I'll stay right here. How much? What we're gonna do? Another hour or half an hour?
I think this last bit is just gonna be short and sweet, but we'll see.
I really can't anticipate how long this is gonna take because you know me. You know I'm about to go off on something. And
oh yeah, I know.
I don't know how long that's gonna last. Don't know how long that's gonna take. Let me get some of these articles up.
Gotta get the smarticles out.
Everyone, testicles. That is all.
That is all.
See, normally when I'm testing my mic, I usually say stuff like Czech Republic. Check your oil.
Check your titties.
Well, you should do that anyway. You know, make sure there's no lumps or anything.
That as well.
I love how the fact that meme of the guy staring at the other girl from behind is still popular right now. I think you guys know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yes.
The jealous girlfriend look where he's like, "Woo."
Yeah.
He's got this really douchey expression on his face.
Okay, I got that.
Sorry.
I can get that as well.
Is this stuff I need to have open too, or
Not necessarily. I can just put it up in the
link,
in the thing,
or I mean in
yeah.
the chat?
Yeah. So I'm trying to find an article on that the Danmachi game that Crunchyroll's butchering.
Censored Gaming actually posted a thing up.
Censored
And Copy Complex has it.
I think you know the account I'm talking about. If not, I can link you.
Senkaku has it also.
Yeah, but that's not considered a very
Complex is a tabloid.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
I really don't care.
But you do when you're actually looking for factual information.
Yeah.
That's not really a good.
Bingo.
All right, whatever.
No, it ain't whatever, dude. You would fail any kind of.
It's not whatever when you're trying to actually give people information. Let's. Would be
Yeah,
nice
it's
that
at censored gaming _
Yeah. Would be nice if they had a link to this actual thread somewhere.
I can link you to the YouTube.
I got it. Wow.
You didn't know about this, really?
No, I knew about it, but the response.
You just didn't know
the response from this community rep.
Oh yeah, that's just crock of shit.
It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. It's ridiculous again. It's ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous. It's ridiculous because we've seen this before.
We've absolutely seen this before.
It's ridiculous too. Electric Boogaloo. No, it's too ridiculous too.
It's ridiculous 2 part 2.
Yeah, ridiculous 2 part 2. The Armageddon.
The reckoning.
Okay, let's see here.
You only need the edge.
Holy shit. Genetics of susceptibility to tuberculosis. Mengele's experiments in Auschwitz. Are you fucking serious?
Speaking of tuberculosis.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
There you are. There's my tweet that blew up.
Want some TB?
And then,
some nice TB.
He's offering you some Taco Bell.
No, I'm offering.
Okay.
I'm offering titty bots. Titty bots.
All right. I should write this down in the notebook. Where is the notebook? Where did I put the notebook? Ladies and gentlemen, I've lost the notebook. Oh, there's the notebook.
Holy crap. It's like Bill Clinton with the biscuit and the football. People think I'm joking about that.
Oh, no, it's not a joke. This makes it so hilarious. All right,
Not only did he lose both of them, but he lost both of them at the same time.
Exactly.
And then it was like one of those weird sitcoms. So it's like, I thought you had it.
It's the wrong thing to lose it both at the same time.
Oh yeah. Like
Losing
any of those would be
in 3, 2. Welcome back to NTR Radio. We're gonna news in a second after I get the drop-in ready. Okay, let's news.
Let's news. Working to restore power.
You those who are only listening to the audio version don't understand why that was funny. He was sort of dancing in his chair a little bit.
What can I say? I really like that song.
Nah, it's fine.
We're gonna get the heavy news out of the way. The anime community said goodbye to Isao Takahata very recently, April 5th.
Yeah, which for those who aren't terribly familiar, I think most remember him from seemingly from, I think, Grave of the Fireflies, right?
Yep. Director of Grave of the Fireflies, director of Pompoko, director My Neighbors the Yamadas.
Right. So definitely a heavily involvement with Ghibli, right?
Yeah. Yes.
He's like the number 2 guy at Ghibli.
Yeah.
Co-founder of Studio Ghibli.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not really a lot to say other than, well, that sucks. I mean, you know, it's always a shame.
It's always tragic when someone talented dies.
Yeah, it's just, you know. Although, is there any reports on how exactly?
I'm to believe it's just natural causes. No, right here, lung cancer.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I was going to ask about that because I mean, it's not like one of those things where like a Michael Jackson incident or something, where there's like some kind of weird circumstances surrounding it.
Yeah, no. He was 82 years old.
Oh, yeah. Which is that considered young in Japan? They do have a pretty big lifespan over there.
Very, very long time.
Highest longevity in the world, I think.
Yeah, I believe so.
In terms of like just on average.
Die young. People in the industry seem to die young.
That's probably stress induced, if you want me to be honest.
Yeah.
If you want me to be just blunt, I think that's probably unnatural amounts of external stresses being placed upon them. Because some people have died just working, themselves to death in a very, and then you get these assholes who think that, who somehow think this job is some sort of like, when they always complain about things being done by committee and whatnot like that,
I know what you're saying. Like, they're
like it's done cynically. Oh, they're just like sitting on their thumb.
Yes, in an industry where people literally drop dead at work.
Yeah, it's made. Yeah, so anytime somebody says that, I just kind of cringe a little inside. Just like, ugh. It's like, look, this is a thankless industry. Absolutely. The hours are terrible. The pay isn't probably terribly great. Half the fans are assholes.
It's below minimum wage. It's below McDonald's pay.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I mean, I knew it was bad, but...
For animators.
Yeah, they get definitely screwed. So one thing I'll say about this is people who do this for a living, well, you could argue they're not doing it for a living because they don't really seem to be getting much in the way of compensation. But they do it because they enjoy it, clearly. Because you wouldn't do this kind of stuff and put these levels of stresses upon yourself if you didn't like what you did, because it's thankless. Because, like, why would you do this for people who basically just talk shit all day on the internet?
They're also supported by, like, their family and such.
Yeah.
Right. I understand that.
You can't be fully independent and work in that.
No, I didn't think so. Just seems like it would be really hard to get your foot in the door in that case anyway. If you didn't have some sort of slight, like, launch pad of some kind.
The only people that really make the money are the people that are, like, at that very top.
Yeah. Like, owner of the actual company and shit.
Like, production committee people.
Yeah. The grunt workers, the one who, like, do all the nuts and bolts of all this stuff, are paid like crap.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
I imagine even directors aren't paid as great as.
Right.
Oh, yeah, because that's studio level.
Right, but I'd still say they're probably a rung above the others.
Yeah.
On the ladder, I would think. But
Also,
because it's very hierarchical. I mean, really, all that.
Say you probably paid the best in that low level.
Yeah, I would probably agree with that. That's almost a guarantee. And the fact that a lot of them are also like idol singers and things like that. Basically, they get that external income there too.
That's why they do character CDs.
I was just going to mention that, but you beat me to it.
All right.
So it's really unfortunate. I'm not the hugest Ghibli fan in the world. I mean, I usually do like most of their movies.
They make good movies. Like I wouldn't call myself a Ghibli fan, but
I wouldn't,
they make
an
good movies.
aficionado or anything.
It's like I haven't disliked anything they've put out.
No. And like, it's all extremely competent and whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the fans are annoying, but you shouldn't. I don't think you should blame the studio for asshole fans.
Exactly.
I mean, like, how many musicians would we not be able to stand if it were for the fucking fan base?
Before they were Ghibli, when they were Top Craft, stuff was great.
So, I mean, there you go. It's unfortunate. And as the old guard really starts to get up there in age, unfortunately, we'll be seeing more of this. It's just reality. So,
Tomino's in his Yoshiki Tomino's in his 70s.
Yeah, but I think he's gonna live forever just because he's crabby.
He subsists off of pure anger.
Exactly. You know how they say, like, because I think it was a Lewis Black bit where he says the good die young, but pricks live forever. And he says, so if you want to increase your longevity, it's like start yelling at people to get off your lawn. It's just like taking vitamins.
I want the new, like, brain powered or something. I want the most incomprehensible thing.
I wonder if he's got it written.
I don't want the new brain power.
I wonder if he's got that written into his contract that you're not allowed to bring up certain titles he was part of in the past, or you'll be kicked off the staff.
So, how about that Garcia swing?
Get him out of here.
Okay.
Security.
All right. Our next piece of news.
All right.
The article posted in the IRC right now is coming from one angry gamer.
Yep.
And I'm not going to read it, but it's pretty concerning. Danmachi Memoria Frieze, censored for English gamers. It's not censorship. So this is a Danmachi mobile game, we'll believe.
Mm-hmm.
That's being put out by Crunchyroll. Now, back when I went to Anime NYC, I sat in on the Crunchyroll panel, and they mentioned they were getting into gaming. So, and in my head, I was thinking, okay, this remains to be seen whether this will be a positive or negative thing. And so the first game they're putting out, they're removing a mini game from the game, a touching mini game, quote unquote. And I'm to believe this is sort of like a Doki Doki Maho Shinpan sort of thing.
where it like makes all the squealing noises and like the stars pop out and shit.
Yeah, like you're just poking the character's like head and body. Like it's
and like they make noises depending on where.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, which I'm sure somebody out there's like, good, that's creepy. It's like, but wait, you're playing something based off Don Machi. Did you not watch this show?
Well, hang on, K-Gods, because they had in the subreddit for this particular game, a user asked, was touching removed from this game? Posted in the IRC now, a response from one of the community reps for this particular game. Hi, official Don Memo community team here. The touching feature was removed from the English version of the game, yes. Not as a matter of censorship or depriving non-Japanese audiences of anything, but due to what is appropriate and not appropriate for English audiences. Hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it means exactly. It's PR spin.
We're not taking anything out of the game.
We're just taking things out of the game.
We think this is inappropriate for you. You know, the customer that's paying for the space.
It's like putting out. Like the nerve of some of these people. It's like, holy shit, we're not. Like I can't wrap my brain around. It's not censorship. We just took something out of the game because we think it's inappropriate. What? Holy shit! You know what it is though. These people fall back on it's not the government doing it, so it isn't censorship. Which that's just a total bullshit skating of the issue.
It's stupid or liar.
Yeah, basically.
Either you're dumb and don't actually know what words mean, or you're 100% blatantly lying to people.
Either way is not really good for you.
Either way, it's not looking good, and it makes me highly concerned about everything Crunchyroll is doing. Because if they're willing to do this with this game, they're willing to do it with their anime, and they're willing to do it with other things they sink their tentacles into.
A perfect term in this situation, right? Gotta sink them tentacles in. Yeah. So got to get them feelers in there.
I'm very concerned about Crunchyroll. I'm maintaining my subscription for now, but given their track record so far of not focusing on improving their service, but
it gets better. Are you planning on reading more?
If you got more, I'm willing to hear it. Let's go.
If you go down further in the thing, it says what makes it worse is that the touching feature, where you can touch the heads and bodies of the characters, was advertised in the English trailer.
Oh, so that means they're taking out stuff that they'd previously advertised. Good on you, Crunchyroll. Outstanding, fantastic job.
Let's see here. Let's see here. What's this say here? If you're unable to watch the trailer, it states you can talk at the characters in the game, right? That's not all. You can touch their heads and bodies. Quote. This feature was advertised and then removed from the English release. Thus, technically, Crunchyroll could be reported to the Federal Trade Commission or the Advertising Standards Authority for false advertisement.
Maybe they should be.
Yeah.
Maybe they should be. Maybe they should stop advertising stuff that they don't intend to put in the game, or maybe they should just, I don't know, put out the whole game because that's what people actually want.
And somebody in the comments pointed out,
how many times do people have to say we want the whole game? We don't need to go back to this 1995 paradigm.
Even
Ted Woolsey euphemisms and shit.
Yeah, if we need to bring over Japanese stuff, then we need to make it palatable. It's been very clear for decades that the people who consume Japanese media actually want the Japanese media. Just translate it and put it out in a way that we can consume it. That's
the
literally
company
all you need to do. You're doing extra work for no reason.
The problem with all this is they're trying to breach out into a larger audience is what they're doing.
They're trying to breach out
and
into
they
a
know
larger
they
audience.
can't do and they know they can't do it with some of these quote problematic unquote things in there with and still be able to reach that broader audience without getting slapped down by with certain groups.
My question is, what larger audience is gonna play the friggin'
Don Machi?
the is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon game?
But guys, even the company that put out the Love Live mobile game, originally they took it out, but they put back in the Yuri content.
Yeah, because they understood the people looking for this shit are actually looking for the whole game, and not what whoever's version of the game friggin' hamstrung for English speakers, because for some reason they don't think the people who buy these stuff in English actually like the stuff they're buying.
I like this thing, but can you remove the problematic parts of it?
Yeah. Yeah, some of the comments down here, the comment section is some of them are pretty interesting. And then somebody like wigging out. It's like, which school did this person learn from? The school did a fucking poor job. It like the meme, it's not censorship, it's localization. Removing said content is censorship, you dumb fucking whore. Jeez.
I don't know. Crunchyroll's out here. Crunchyroll's out here doing all this extra work, and the web player still doesn't work properly for my computer.
Here's another one. I'm gonna post it. Look at this. Look at like the nerve of some of these people. Check this out.
I love this. The team stands by the decision. There is absolutely no effect on the game whatsoever with this move. Thanks. Absolutely no effect on the game except a big chunk of the game's missing. Stupid or liar.
And that you did false advertising.
And that you did false advertising and should technically be reported to the FTC.
Wow. Just wow. Removing a chunk of the game has no effect on the game. You what, mate? Pro tip, it is.
Okay, we're gonna move on because I'm already getting
because otherwise because he's not even at peak mad yet.
No, I'm already worked up into a nice lather, but here we go.
Anubis is angry. The final redemption.
This is not even yet my final form.
It's the final form.
It's the final Anubis. No.
Drawing girl in the IRC, justifying censorship and false advertisement. I'm so glad I gave up my Crunchyroll subscription. I'm on the edge. I'm right there on the edge. Because I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of them trying to do all this extra stuff that nobody asked them to do, while again the Crunchyroll web player still doesn't work properly on my computer.
Not only that, but I love how after that
literally every other service that does anime works in such a way that I forget I'm watching a stream. So how does this happen? Literally the biggest people in the market have the worst web player compared to Amazon, which got out of the anime market. Again, High Dive's coming up. Don't sleep on High Dive because their service is fantastic.
It's like Kevin pointed out, he actually did a comparison the other day. It was in the tech area, if you remember.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which was based upon frame, I think, not frame rate, but
bit rate.
Yeah. So
it was bit rate and a bunch of other little things, and it was pointing out how like Crunchyroll is basically half that of High Dive.
So reading this off, Crunchyroll's average 1080p bitrate for a 25-minute anime episode is around 3000 kbps. This is disregarding the stunt they pulled last year when they tried halving their bitrate. High Dive's average bitrate, after checking a few of their shows, hovers at around double that according to their on-site player, being around 5,000 to 6,000 kbps. Episode 1 of Ikamusume Season 2, for instance, was listed at 6550 kbps bitrate at 1080p resolution. Now, can someone tell me how my laptop can't run 1080p Crunchyroll video for 5 seconds without stuttering, while High Dive plays 1080p fucking flawlessly? And I have this same question. Someone answer that question for me. Why does Crunchyroll stutter and stop and fuck up repeatedly? And for High Dive, for Amazon, for any other web player I try, for YouTube when I'm watching stuff from Nozomi, I forget I'm watching a stream.
Which is the point.
Tell me how the biggest player in the market, the biggest player in the anime streaming market, has the worst web player experience. How does that happen? The biggest player in the market, who's also doing this anime awards bullshit that nobody asked for, who's also doing a Crunchyroll Expo that nobody asked for, is also doing this gaming stuff now that nobody asked for. In fact, people are now asking them not to do that because they're fucking it up too. How's that happen?
Like, why don't you just work on your peripherals?
Why don't you just work
your
on
basic
your service?
stats?
Your service sucks. Sorry. What are we doing?
Reminds me of that like point when like ADV was trying to do way too much and all the quality was slipping.
Well, that part of that problem is they went up on a buy up spree and grabbed a whole bunch of crap, and just I think they probably just wanted certain ones, but they had to buy them in packages.
Yeah, but there was also what I'm talking about is they had like a manga division.
Oh yeah. I think they were trying to just diversify what they were doing, but I don't know if they just didn't have a very competent overseer or what was going on with that. I do know that some of these places try to do too much and they can't handle it. And that certainly was a problem way back when.
Yeah, that was like CPM also. All these companies that they just tried to dip in their toes in a bunch of
other things, and financially it drained them in many ways.
Yeah.
That didn't help.
Well, the problem with Crunchyroll is now they have backing from some pretty major companies.
Right, which I think is why they're doing this kind of stuff.
It's why they're able to. It's why they're able to without destroying themselves, because their service sucks, at least my experience with it. And, what are you gonna like? Yeah. What service are you running when your web player doesn't work properly for everyone, but it again, literally every single other web player I use works flawlessly, and you're the biggest dog on the block in terms of anime streaming. Makes you look like a joke. Makes you look like a joke, and makes you look like you're doing a whole lot of ancillary stuff that you care. Bottom line is that you care about more than presenting a good service to presenting a good core service, which is your anime streaming. It's what you're supposed to be doing.
I think somebody on the staff is just not very good with coding. But no, that's not acceptable.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that that's the reason. I legitimately don't. I think that they're deliberately focusing on a lot of this other stuff and just completely neglecting the quality of their service because they're in a position where they can do that.
Because they're more worried about this other crap.
They're in a position where they can do that.
True enough.
The top dog. They have been the top dog for a while. So we'll see what happens.
We should probably move off this, or we can just rant about this for another hour.
well, bottom line is I'm heavily gravitating toward High Dive. Crunchyroll needs to step their game up. But the next bit of news is,
And seriously, stop with this bad PR shit.
seriously, it's ridiculous.
These arguments you're making are piss poor. Don't say it's not censorship. Okay, first off, get a dictionary.
Don't lie to your customers.
Okay. Second off, definitely don't advertise something that ain't fucking there, because you purged it out of there.
Also because that's a crime.
Best of all, probably because you might end up in jail. But two,
Well, realistically, fined a whole lot of money. Probably not in jail, but fined a whole lot.
yeah, that's true. That's definitely more of a fining kind of thing. Oh, we got enough money now.
Oh, yeah.
Nah.
They're gonna need it. Anyway, moving on. There was an
incident.
Semi-big incident regarding YouTuber Digibro. Now,
Which I'm going to go on record and saying I'm not really a fan of his.
I'm not a fan of Digibro. I think he's
No.
full of shit a lot of the time, to be quite honest about it. However,
That's not the point, though.
the point here is the principle of the thing. So, Patreon.
So how far do we want to walk this back in terms of like where to start?
Well, give the short story.
Okay.
Patreon changed their policies again, and this time they very specifically targeted artists who draw lolicon work.
And furry stuff too, right?
A lot of furry stuff as well, but that's always been a point of contention with Patreon.
Okay.
No.
Or as they described it, animated or illustrated bestiality.
Yeah.
Which that like everything about that's ridiculous, but yeah.
Yeah, so Digibro is quite an outspoken lolicon. So he spoke out against Patreon, voiced his opinion on this, and evidently that caused a shitstorm of harassment toward him. And he ended up locking his Twitter account as a result of it.
Right. And here's the thing, though. People were acting surprised when he's had this viewpoint the entire time.
Number one, people were acting surprised. And number two, this is, again, this hive mind internet harassment mob mentality rearing its ugly head, similarly to when we talked about the that one teacher, and similarly to when we talked about that one volunteer from AX.
Right.
Same thing. And what it comes down to is apparently it's just okay in this fandom to harass, send death threats, send messages like, I hope you get raped in prison, stuff like that, like really despicable stuff like that, to someone based on what cartoons they watch. Apparently that's okay. And what I got really upset about was a few weeks prior to this happening, we had this whole 3-day controversy where another YouTuber, the Anime Man, made a very clear joke about wanting to see Kim Kardashian's My Anime List profile before believing she's an anime fan. And a whole bunch of pretty major voices in the anime community got up in arms about
shit.
that because that's gatekeeping, and we can't do that. Which apparently is bad, and we can't do that because it creates a hostile environment. Because we want to promote a positive fandom environment,
as opposed to being said you need to be raped in prison.
Yeah. So what happened? It's a good question. Where were all these people when Digibro got harassed into locking his Twitter account?
Because he's a guy.
No, it's not that he's a guy.
Well, it's
You
part of
like
it.
the wrong thing.
It's even less that he liked the wrong thing, because here's what it gets down to. Okay, you get up in arms about someone making a joke about Kim Kardashian like an anime.
Which
And
when you say it out loud, it sounds utterly stupid.
it sounds dumb, but I can get where it's coming from. It's a dumb thing to get up in arms about. There are a lot of much more pertinent things to get up in arms about, but I can understand the kind of mentality that would say, okay, this kind of promotes a hostile environment or a very elitist environment. I can get that. But what I don't get is the fact that these people cannot keep that same energy when it comes to what's gone on for like a decade at this point. People who like certain shows getting harassed, getting called pedophiles, getting people say, oh, you go to jail for this or that. You never see any of these people, any of these big anti-gatekeeping people jumping on any of those people who say that.
Nope, not at all.
What you do here is when 3 people have a problem with free, suddenly we need to defend all the Fujoshi because when people hate on free and when people hate on Fujoshi, that creates a hostile environment, right?
Mm.
But you never hear about a hostile environment when here's what it gets really, really down. People hating on free and people hating on Fujoshi creates a hostile environment. 100%. I'll agree with that. I made an article about that.
Not only that, but an article a long time ago about that.
Very long time ago. I've been fighting this battle for years. But when free is actually announced, and all the people who were hating on like the 3 people who
the same 3 people statistically that are going to hate on anything.
Yeah, exactly. The 3 people who hated on free, when all those people started haha otaku, take that, and it wouldn't be so fantastic to revel in your suffering if you didn't care so much and bullshit like that. You didn't hear anyone but me call those people out. And when I called those people out, they had a problem with it.
Of course they did.
So what I'm saying is it's really easy. You're playing on easy mode when you're calling out, okay, the anime man made a joke. It can create a hostile environment, so we'll call that out. Oh, there's a few people who have a problem with Fujoshi because they like Kyoto animation and they don't like that they're doing a Fujoshi pandering show. Okay, we'll call those people out. And I'm on board with that. But when it comes to calling out the actual biggest bullies in this community, they're silent. 100% silent. Because here's where it comes down. When you start having the courage of your convictions, and when you start actually maintaining a stance of let's actually create a positive environment, you eventually need to, if you're real about it, you eventually have to call out the people out here calling people pedophiles over cartoons. And when you do that, you're up against some of the biggest names in this community who've done that and condoned it and participated in it for years. That's why you didn't see any of these people
absolutely
out here defending Digibro.
No. Plus there's that sort of, he's kind of an e-celebrity, so they probably figure he can defend himself. I'm sure there's part of that too. But at the same time, it is incredibly hypocritical that these people do this.
It's easy mode. You want some easy fandom accolades. Call out hostile behavior. And the great thing is you get to make up what hostile behavior is.
Mm-hmm. Which you can frame that any way you want.
The anime man makes a joke about, oh, you know what? I don't believe Kim K is an anime fan until I see my anime list. Obvious joke, but no, it's hostile behavior. you'll get brownie points if you call that out.
But no,
But
got to get the Mary Sue on this.
But when friggin'
You know, I mean,
and this Digibro thing got real because there was some freaking also ran out here swearing up and down that he's talking to Crunchyroll and Sentai Filmworks and Funimation, talking about how they're talking about how Digibro's a bad person to associate with, and he deleted that tweet because he's a fucking liar, and he was just out to jump on the wagon of hating on Digibro for 18 seconds because that's how we can get some fame. And I understand that. I don't respect it. I think it's stupid. I think he's stupid for doing it. But I understand where it's coming from. I think it's coming from a bad place. But I get it. I
had not an argument, but like a little back and forth with me and MD Chaos on Twitter about this because I said, well, what about me? I like, Loli. It was like, yeah, but do you imagine fucking them? And it's like, what is
Jesus Christ, who cares?
Yeah. It's like,
it's a cartoon. That's number one. Number two, the whole thing, this whole thing is based off of, I want to jump on a wagon to, it's about, I want to jump in with everyone else because it's safer to be in the crowd than to actually call out bad behavior.
Yeah. Pretty much.
This was just hilarious, like, to me, but his Twitter account I follow for this manga podcast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I don't remember when I followed them, but they follow me, so we both follow each other, and I checked out their stuff because they had responded to one of this series of a rant I did on Twitter, and their response was kind of curious to me, so I decided to invest because the original response was, I'm curious because I didn't go through the wave of responses Digi got. What level of harassment are we talking here? Death threats, doxing, or just people disagreeing with him? And
all the above.
I spelled it out. Hey, it's people out here calling him a pedophile, which is already far across the line. But others trying to ruin his career, others saying he should be killed, raped in prison, etc.
These words have meaning. You just can't.
And what got me investigating was that the response centered on the death threats, not being called a pedophile, not people trying to ruin his career, but the death threats. So I'm like, okay, let me investigate, and I found this hot take, more of a lukewarm take, but
that's right. Someone when I used to post on Toybox DX, which by the way, that forum isn't there anymore.
And nothing of value was lost.
The site is still there, but just not the forum. They said
too much capitalism.
Yeah, one person said, told me to bite a bullet.
Yeah. So it's in this fandom, it's okay to do that. It's cool. That's all cool because and what it really comes down to is not because anyone actually thinks it's okay, but because if the higher ups, the opinion leaders of this fandom, condone it and often engage in it.
Yes. Yeah.
But so here's this hot take: you can enjoy anime and still be a normal, well-adjusted member of society in the fandom. You don't have to be a hug pillow clutching, fetish obsessed degenerate. Just try it out. You never know.
Curious use of the word degenerate here.
Of course. Very stereotypical use of the word degenerate.
Quite, yeah. I mean, jeez. In any case, first off, no shit. Herp derp. Nobody except an idiot he doesn't already know this. That you could be a normal person and like this stuff anyway.
Well, no,
but that's not what they weren't really going. That's not the angle they were going here, though.
Their implication is if you have any sort of any sort of sexual identification with anime, or any sort of sexual preference when it comes to anime, or if you own hug pillows, or if you like anime girls, then you're just
you're not the kind of people we want to associate with.
You're not a fine, well-adjusted member of society.
You're not an upstanding gentleman. You shouldn't be allowed to use a public plane. I mean, sometimes I think they really believe that too, by the way. Now, granted, you probably shouldn't bring it with you on the plane.
Well,
I hate this thing that, like, it's okay to like robots now, but it's not okay to like moe girls, even though back in the day you would have just gotten beaten up for liking robot stuff too.
Here's the thing.
Oh, certainly for me.
Can we please fucking get out of this paradigm where the cartoon shit you enjoy has any actual bearing on your actual life? Because no one out. Let's be very, very clear. No one outside the fandom cares.
No, not really. If you think they do, you haven't spoken to enough of them. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah. There you go. If you think people outside the fandom give a shit about your anime bullshit, you need to talk to more normal people. You
need to talk to more regular people because they don't care.
Incidentally, it's you who needs to talk to more regular people.
Because quite frankly, most people I know that don't watch anime and stuff will not know what the fuck you're talking about. B, even if they do, will just shrug it off as they don't care.
Yeah, they literally could not care less.
Yeah. It's like if somebody's trying to get me to watch, like a mahjong tournament or something. I don't care.
Well, it's like, it's one of two things. Either they're gonna think it's cool as hell because of the way you present it, or they're not gonna care.
Yeah, I mean, it's largely. I mean, the only people who care are the ones who have a chip on their shoulder. Let's be honest.
The only people who care are the people in the fandom who want to control other people.
Because
the way you engage in anime and anime fandom makes them uncomfortable. Makes them personally uncomfortable because they're still struggling with some element of their nerd image in a way where anyone who doesn't engage in fandom the way they engage in fandom has the potential to skew outside people's perspective on the fandom, when realistically that's not the case. Never was the case. And realistically, it's all centered in this very, very self-centered, very self-centered insecurity.
Well, it sounds like to me more than anything else is they don't want to be lumped in with people who like this stuff, and so they got to try to drive them out. So they're no longer there to represent that element. Because
they're so obsessed with the way they appear
to other people,
to outsiders, any potential of someone who doesn't engage with anime in the same, or moreover, who engages with anime in a way that makes them uncomfortable. What they see is that has potential to like get out into the wild where normal people can see it, and they're gonna normal.
They feel like they're gonna have to defend themselves regarding this stuff.
Exactly. Normal people, quote unquote.
Because these other people will make it visible.
Exactly. They'll start associating these people with the
thing.
people into ecchi and all that. And that's that. They'll be lumped in with all these people who
they've said it themselves. Holy shit. If you go back and read these things, they openly state this stuff.
Exactly.
We don't all have to be.
And if they don't openly state it, it's under the surface if you're reading between the lines. Just
their mentality isn't hard to suss out. They're struggling with their nerd image and want to legitimize it.
Guys, we don't all have to be nerds. We could just sit around, talk about life.
Not if you don't have a forum.
Oh, where's the drop in?
Outstanding.
Drawing girl in the IRC. I don't know if I agree. Are you sure normal people wouldn't care if you showed them the sexual stuff in anime? I don't know if a normal person would respond too well if I showed them something like Orimo.
Which yeah, that's a good point. But at the same time, who's going to show this to these people? Yeah. I mean, other than people that are trying to weird other people out, or just have a misunderstanding of how it is to show people things.
Yeah, that just comes down to me like common sense.
Like, I mean, I don't whip out the Cannibal Corpse albums covers to show like my grandparents or something weird like that.
Yeah, nobody's gonna. When I say nobody's gonna care if you're into anime,
he doesn't mean that in a literal sense.
I mean, like if people know you're into anime and if people know you're like know you've because so I have a Kantai collection poster up at my desk at work. It's just there along with like my Gundam models and my freaking Battleship Yamato model. So it's like, yeah, it's a level of you think about the way you're presenting yourself. Yes, as you do with every other aspect of social interaction, but the fact is nobody's going to care about what hobbies you're into, and that's my point.
Right. I mean, like if you want to dig down deep into it, like, yeah, I mean, there's things people are going to have problems with, but that's with anything. I mean, at the end of the day, I think the anime community would be better served by largely not trying to proselytize a lot of this stuff to them.
Thank you.
Not because it's wrong to share what you like. I mean, but don't just like go up to some random person and be like, "Hey, do you want to see some chicks with dicks?" You know.
Well, here's the thing, and I wrote an article about this on Yashike. There's a way to go about introducing people to your hobby, and I've had to do it a lot because I was the president of the anime club.
College, right?
And so I had to explain to like, old administrators, like people. Twice,
oh no!
Well, people like twice my age, and they come up and ask me what anime is, and I had to explain to them what anime is.
Anime is straight from no. I'll stop. Somebody's gonna lose it.
And it's not hard. And
it's really hard.
What really needs to happen in this fandom is we need to start stripping this notion of this like the anime guilt article we read a while back from the Wave Motion Canon blog. Mm-hmm. This notion that we need to down or more older the whole concept of hiding your power level. We need to start to strip away this idea that liking stuff is bad, because that's what it comes down to. Is
right. And I have friends who still do this, and it just infuriates me. I have a couple of friends who still do this. They will not openly admit to liking certain things and whatnot. I mean, it's cowardice. I'm sorry. That's what it is.
Well, it makes the fandom look like it's no fun to be in, and it makes the people in the fandom look like they're dispassionate.
And then they got to walk around eggshells about everything they do.
Exactly.
And that's just not a very nice environment to bullshit in. Right? It's really not.
Similarly to these bullshitters talking about gatekeeping, it creates a hostile environment.
Here's a point. Let's see here. Like Stacy Dooley and whatnot. Okay, I'm reading the thing here. People trying to actively get this stuff banned. Okay, that's an interesting thing, but this is someone with an agenda that exists even outside of just anime.
Yeah,
this person has an agenda, and then this just happens to come into the mirror at some point, and so they've like
there are problems in Stacey Dooley's own country that she should really be covering instead of anime, but she chooses anime.
Yeah,
and her organization chooses anime because
because they can bitch about that without being arrested.
Exactly, and it's a clever scapegoat for the fact that it's bread and circuses. It's a distraction.
Oh, absolutely.
The idea.
A lot of people forget about that concept. But in that case, I'd say it's less bread and circuses and more almost like a dog and pony show kind of thing. Because bread and circuses is usually entertainment and stuff to entertain the masses while everything goes to shit.
So further commentary from the RC. This fandom is not fun to be in, and people are dispassionate. This has been going on for years. Exactly. And here's
as someone who's been into this for years, I certainly can concur. And it's gotten worse. That's the scary thing.
It's gotten, and here's the thing. There are a ton of highly passionate people in this fandom. Highly passionate. But they're not encouraged to display that passion, because as soon as they do, they get shit on by someone
both sides of the aisle.
By both sides of the aisle, but
because on one side,
people who are for some reason or another struggling with their nerd image,
because more than anything else, it's like on one side you've got people that, and until they did it, I've never heard anybody use this argument before. You like this thing too much.
Yes.
Which is fine if you're talking about Crank or something. or crocodile, or some kind of illegal or harmful substance. But they're talking about something that has no physical harm unless you drop it on you, I guess, maybe.
Exactly.
Or you got a wheelbarrow full of like CDs or books or something, they fall on you, maybe. But
yeah, I feel like a actual like conversation with the people, with like the distractors, the people that
they're not interested in that.
No, they're not interested in the conversation.
They're interested in, and this is not even. This is something I've noticed, and it's not just them, by the way. That there seem to be a group of people out there that like to spew a bunch of shit, but when called on it or even asked to debate about it, they're not going to. Because they just want to throw the shit, but don't want to get hit by them throwing it back.
A certain answer, man.
Well, paleo diets, man.
But that's the whole thing, is the basis of the real problem with the anime community going on right now is we have a culture of dispassion. It's an embedded culture of dispassion, and it's so embedded that we can't people don't know how to talk about what they like anymore.
Well, no, because if you get too excited, then you're an autistic spurg or any of these other derogatory kind of insults that have been kind of proliferating the internet for a while now. You know what I mean? Like, and that goes back into that you like this thing too much. It's like it's weird.
It matter to you.
It's weird to me in the sense that like I have relatives that collect like guns and all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? But no one ever tells them they like this thing too much.
You like the sports team too.
Yeah, like seriously. Who live and die by the Denver Broncos.
I got a better one because it's not
people who don't live in Colorado who still live and die by the Denver Broncos.
I got even better parallel than that. Pro wrestling.
Yeah. Pro wrestling.
Think about it, because it's not real. In the sense that if it was, there'd be a lot more dead people.
Yeah.
I love how people neglect that. But it's basically soap operas.
Yep.
Et cetera, et cetera. I know I've pissed off a lot of people saying that, but I don't care.
I feel like the pro wrestling fan base is self-aware of that. Really
the ones that are smart are. Anyway, but the point is anime is very similar in the fact that it's not real. It's got a ton of fans that like certain things and elements of it, and a bunch of people that hate each other within it also like pro wrestling. Granted, I think it's largely manufactured, but the point is, I don't hear people saying that these people like this stuff too much. Although I do hear homoerotic references.
Well, naturally.
But that's given. It's half naked men rolling around.
Half naked oiled men grappling each other.
Which let's be honest, that is somewhat not so subtly in that department.
I'm not gonna shit on it, but it's like, yeah. But here's my thing though. You get the shit. What was I gonna say? Oh, here is what I was gonna say. Anime is the only fandom that I've observed, at least, that does this. You like this thing too much shit.
Yeah, and I think it's weird no matter how you put it. Again, unless you're talking about drugs or something.
Well, here's the thing. Like, deeper levels of the anime fandom don't do that. It's only like the kind of surface layer of the anime fan, like surface to like
periphery kind of stuff.
Layer of the anime fandom that does this stupid shit. But
it's the crust, whereas the core is not.
If you get into like anime figure people, like hardcore,
they're not doing that shit because
you get into like people who make Itasha, those cool ass cars with anime girls all over them. They don't do that shit. Gunpla, they don't do that shit.
Well, no. Which makes me think that these people are either not as interested as they're saying they are, or B, since they're on the periphery out there, they really have sort of a almost disgust for it, but only just happen to like a couple things that happen to be within the realm.
Well, the point, it's based in dispassion, because that's the only way you get.
I mean, I'm not saying it's new. It's not, because even back when I used to get magazines that were about anime, they did that. Like there were articles about how, this thing is, although it wasn't going after moe at the time.
No.
But it was going, I mean, they went after a lot of hyper violent OVAs and things like that. Like, oh, this is like mindless and yada, yada, yada. And then you had the other stuff like about hentai, which I distinctly remember reading this one thing, and I quote, like, if you want tennis elbow, actually go play tennis.
But here's how you know it's based on dispassion. It doesn't take very much whatever your unit of measure is for passion, doesn't take very much of that to be into the anime cartoons at a surface level.
No. Hell, you don't even have to buy it. You can just watch TV now. You can, and I think that's a part people are missing too.
You can hit up Crunchyroll. Most of their catalogs up for free. Hit up high. You can. It's very, very easy to get anime.
Yeah, it's not hiding behind like, you know. I mean, what's the right? A savvy user, internet user, has no problem with access to anime.
Yeah, not even a not so savvy internet user.
Yeah,
has no
but
problem.
if you are, holy shit.
If you are, that opens up an entire thing. But it's not the late 70s, early 80s when you had to
Tape.
trade tapes back and forth to Japan. That took passion. But what ended up happening was we set up this entire industry over here, and now it's very easy to get anime. It doesn't take passion anymore. What does take passion is spending 1.5 grand and putting fucking anime girls all over your car. What does take passion is having a whole bunch of pre-orders for all these $150 anime figures coming in throughout the year. What does take passion is taking a 1/144th scale Gundam model and doing a recreation of that scene from the Jaburo raid where Char Aznable whips through a GM's torso. All that takes passion.
I got a better one. It takes passion to do a 230-page art book that I started since late 2016.
That takes a lot of passion. So the reason you don't see all these people in the fucking Itasha scene or the Gunpla Builders World Cup or the anime figure scene, the reason you don't see any of these you like this stuff too much people in any of those segments of the anime fandom is because all that takes passion, and these people are by nature dispassionate. That's the entire reason they even do any of this.
Well, they operate
stuff.
They operate on
they have no passion.
So from the get-go, they're operating in a very cynical kind of way. That 90% of stuff sucks,
and I happen to like the 10% that's good. That's the
which and of course they're the arbiter of that 10%, of course. Like and then the 10% they think is good is the one we all should think is good, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
because again, they're dispassionate and very insecure about their mirrored image. So as a result,
it's like
everything they like must be good, and everything that's good they must like.
The 90% of everything.
Brilliant.
You have to define what do you define as shit? That's the thing.
Well, that's my point. It's completely based on taste. I mean, most of the stuff that they call shit is not shit from a production standpoint. Like it has good. It's like reasonably fluid. It has decent production values. Yada yada yada. But that's not what they mean. I'm not trying to straw man that. That is basically that's not what they mean when they say something shit. They mean it's got bad writing or something like that.
So to bring it back, what you see with all these people who are going after Digibro, and what you see when you with all these going after people for the cartoons they like, and you're seeing literally the dregs of the anime fandom. Because this is that you like this thing too much mentality taken to its logical conclusion.
Well, it's not only that, but it's like somebody gave it rabies, because like it's not just saying that, it's actively being aggressive about it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, they're not just saying that and then leaving you alone. They want to do something about that.
Exactly.
Which should bother anybody who has any sense of personal space at all.
It should bother anyone who wants to create a positive fandom environment.
Or just wants to be left alone, for that matter.
Right. Can I just add one more thing before we close this off? This thing about, like, you get a lot of these people that complain about this thing is bad because it's unrealistic.
Dude, you're watching animation.
You're watching a fucking cartoon.
And it's like, exactly.
Shut the fuck up, you moron. It's like, dude, this thing isn't realistic. It's like, fine, turn on fucking The Real Housewives. That's not realistic either, but it's got real in it.
That just comes off to me as even more.
It's just a whiny fucking thing that doesn't make any sense. It's like you want something that's inherently not realistic.
Yeah,
because it's not even out of real life. It's fucking.
It's just more insecurity.
But Cowboy Bebop and Easy
because what do you?
Yeah, that's real. That's realistic. How many people do you know?
Yeah,
like Spike Spiegel and Jet Black
rolling around in space. But it's just
and a smart data dog.
They desperately want their hobby to be externally validated because they have no sense of internal validation for their hobby.
Yeah, because I saw somebody bring this.
Why you get people who will, and they're not part of this scene, so they can't understand it. But you'll see people who do make fun of people who buy anime figures. And once again, if you're gonna hate on people for buying anime figures, joke's on you. That person has the disposable income to be buying anime figures. What the fuck are you doing? But that's beside the point. The idea is they're dispassionate. They want to justify that. They want to externally validate that because they have they don't have anything with which to validate that internally. And quite honestly, when I see people talking shit like that, I get concerned. Not so much concerned with the person getting talked shit on, though I'm obviously very concerned for their well-being because it's damaging.
Here's a question.
When you talk shit on people like that, it's damaging. But I'm also concerned for the people talking the shit because what's going on in your life where you feel the need to talk shit on people for what cartoons they like.
Well, here's the question I got.
What creates that kind of person?
Here's a question I have. Maybe you can answer it, maybe not. My question is, if you're spending all day whining at people buying figures online, you're not going outside. Okay, that's first off. So complaining about losers and nerds, you guys need to go outside. Well, so do you, apparently.
Do you buy figures of the shows you like?
No, they don't, BZ, because they're the one people out here complaining about people liking stuff too much.
And then they complain, oh, why don't they make enough of the stuff I like?
And here's another thing, and this isn't all of them, of course, but there is a subsect that this responds to. There's a group of people out there who inherently dislike capitalism and everything that it stands for. Thus, they really don't like things like figures and whatnot because they're not art. They're not telling you something. They're not feeding you your propaganda back to you.
Well, part of what I really think is the case with that as well is when people make figures and stuff and people buy them, that means that more anime that gets figures of it made is going to get made and not more the anime that these people want to get made.
Well, there's that too, but I mean, I've heard people actively say stuff like I'm talking about. It's like they'll say it with video games too. It's like it doesn't have it's this and that, but it doesn't have it. Like, okay, I'll give you a primary example. Yeah, fucking pro-social. Yeah. Yeah, now I understand what they mean by that, unfortunately. Yeah, that's in pro-socialist, right? No, that's not even really a joke. They probably do mean that.
Pro-social.
Yeah, but which brings me to a point, and it's kind of talking about in here too. If you hate capitalism, anime is probably not something you want to be into. I really don't see how you could possibly be one when not only is it the reason there is anime at all, but and is able to keep going, but B, its host country, Japan, is one of the most capitalist countries in the world.
It's advanced capitalism.
But then again, I saw some guy, I think I showed you guys it, about the German traveler, whoever it was, who showed up there and was whining about how absent that that socialism was in
Yeah,
Japan.
Japan isn't socialist enough or something like that.
Like, I didn't detect one whiff of it or some bullshit. It's like, no, only your own asshole.
Wow, I didn't even see this.
Take a good. Well, he wasn't an anime guy. It was just somebody traveling the world.
Yeah, it was like a travel blog.
Yeah,
Right.
and he said that, and I remember just thinking, yeah, you didn't get a whiff of socialism because not only is there not one, but your nose is in your asshole.
Mm.
Huffing in some good old quality bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was like time. That was like the time. Michael Moore was in Akihabara.
Oh, jeez.
He could fit in there.
Only imagine.
Like, I'm surprised somebody didn't shoot him with a bazooka, screaming Mecha Godzilla.
And he was in a maid. He was in a maid cafe too.
Oh, why?
Oh, that's the
I get.
Okay.
How?
I believe it was Greg Giraldo who said it best, but if you're going to criticize capitalism and the excesses it brings, you probably shouldn't weigh like 500 pounds.
It's like I
Just
think
saying.
it's like in
That
America,
was I didn't make that one up. He came up with that one.
it's like something like in America we have laws against servitude or something like that, some stupid shit.
They have laws against servitude.
Really?
in
Really?
Japan,
Is
too.
that
Those
why
are
you have
employees.
is that why you have practically slave labor?
It's like,
Doesn't make any fucking sense.
all right, is that
He's a fucking idiot.
Yeah. So to bottom line the Digibro thing, again, not a fan of Digibro. Don't particularly like his content.
Nope.
But
What happened to him was bullshit, though.
because I'm a person who sticks to my guns, and because I'm a person who has principles at all,
And sticks at and actually has principles and actually adheres to them, rather than just throwing them under the bus as soon as it would be convenient to do so.
So because I'm a person who has principles at all and chooses to stick by them and doesn't engage in this stuff just for social fandom brownie points, I have to defend him. And I'm happy to defend him because what's happening to him is reprehensible, absolutely reprehensible. And those people should be ashamed of themselves. So,
But they won't.
And they won't be ashamed of themselves, which is terrible because we're in a fandom that's condoned this behavior for at least a decade. But all of the people who got really up in arms about the anime man making that stupid joke, all the people who got really up in arms about all of the misogynists complain about Yuri on Ice, all the people who got really up in arms about the 3 people who had complaints about Free when that was on the horizon, all of those people are completely absent from this discourse as far as I understand. And I'm wondering where they are because their whole thing was say, let's create a positive fandom environment. Well, meanwhile, people are out here calling people pedophiles and trying to ruin their career and saying they should be raped in prison. So I don't know how that's a positive fandom environment, but all I know is that I have some principles and I'm going to stick to them because they're important to me. They're more important to me than gaining than looking like a fucking hero to a bunch of people who don't matter.
And who probably don't like you anyway.
And probably won't like me anyway. The more important to me than looking up and standing up for people who can perfectly stand up for themselves. And quite frankly, and realistically, quite frankly, all of those people, the people who called out the anime man for his joke, the people who called out misogynists complaining about Yuri on Ice, the people who called out the 3 people complaining about 3, they all had a point. But all I'm saying is keep that same energy. Keep that same energy when someone's out here getting called a pedophile for liking the wrong cartoons. Keep that same energy when those same people are trying to ruin his career, and keep that same energy when they're saying he should be killed or saying he should be raped in prison, because those are some despicable, absolutely despicable things to say to another human being. And it would be nice if we could have fandom opinion leaders who could stick by their guns for long enough to, or who had guns to stick by in order to get out here and condemn this behavior and actually create a positive fandom environment instead of just giving lip service to the idea of creating a positive fandom environment. But
they won't,
what's going to happen is no one's going to listen to me, and everyone's going to wait 5 years to listen to me, and by that time it'll be too late.
Well, what I was going to say is, and they won't, because half of those people are probably defending this stupid Dan Machi thing.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I don't like being right about that kind of stuff, by the way.
This is the kind of shit I hate being right about.
Yep.
This is terrible. In any case,
I think we're gonna have to wrap it up. Wrap
that
it up
is
like a Jimmy
indeed
hat.
The show.
My thing's running low.
The website is ntrradio.net. The email address is ntrradio@gmail.com. Check out VZ's stuff at vzmk2moemekagatai.wordpress.com. Check out my stuff at iashike.moe. I actually posted a article on school days today, technically yesterday in my time zone.
And I just actually parsed through it while we were during the break. So it's pretty enjoyable doesn't entertain me as much as the original one you did years back.
Yeah, no, that was a pure work of passion.
Because it was episode by episode, like kind of like they do on Random Curiosity, things like that. But
the only episodic blog I have ever done, and it will likely ever do.
Yeah. But what was great about it was every episode you could feel him getting angrier just through the word usage and the increased use of profanity.
It's a true joy to behold.
Yeah, it's like it's watching. It wasn't the first time you saw the show, though.
No, it was like the second or third time I saw the show.
So I'm sure the initial reaction was actually even worse.
Well, I don't actually remember my initial reaction to School Days.
He blocked it from memory.
Yeah, what I do remember, however, is that I still get like, you ever feel yourself getting upset?
Oh yeah.
Like in the pit of your stomach, you can feel,
and like you can it's like this
burning
kind of feeling. It's like, and you can feel it going straight up to the top of your head.
Yeah, I got that feeling getting screenshots for this article that I recently posted. So all I know is School Days still has the same effect. It's a great anime, and the reason you know it's a great anime is because it can piss me off.
Yeah, and what people I think miss with that is that was what it was supposed to do.
It's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to make you mad.
Like I saw an interview with the dude who plays Makoto, and he was basically like laughing about how big of an asshole that character is.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so it's the dude who's playing him is very self-aware of the fact that this character is not very likable. Although it'd be really funny if they had talked to Taisuke. He was too cowardly. The guy who did his was too cowardly to be on there. He's like, dude, I don't want to be on there. They'll probably beat me up for playing the character.
Shot by a sniper.
Crazy ass. Yeah. Anyway.
Check out shinakiba.moe for all your half-naked anime girls. Hit me up on Twitter at TAnubis. VZ up on Twitter at VZMK2. KGods up on Twitter at immortal_KGods, and the show up on Twitter at NTR_radio. NTR Radio is a production of She's Lost Control Media. Am I forgetting anything? I don't think I am. Hit up the Bakagaijin show and Otaku Midnight because both those shows are really good. I'm Time Enforcer Anubis.
I'm the artist formerly known as KGods.
And I'm VZ, still not Mark 2.
And even though our touching minigame gets removed by Crunchyroll every time we say it, this is NTR Radio.